Okay. We're online now. Sorry for the delay. God damn it. Let's just set up the music. Um, where is it? Yeah. Let's just set up the music here. Make sure this is on. Okay, perfect. Now I do this so it doesn't bother me too much. And now I pull up the Takumi looks high in the thumbnail. To be fair, Takumi looks high on like most of the frames of the anime. A bit too loud. Okay, one sec. Okay. Is this better or like is this better or like would you like me to lower the audio even more? While you decide, let me see. Okay, better. When was the last save? Okay, I think it's this one. All this data, yes. Okay, let's get to it. When I went inside, my ears were assaulted with a wave of sound. I never experienced anything this loud. Oh, hello Kodokunasu, welcome to the stream. Oh, and I almost forgot. Hello Afisha, welcome to the stream. I could feel it shaking at the bottom of my stomach, and the vibrations felt like they threatened to tear me apart. I was going to comment that like Takumi is being like over dramatic here, but like yeah, that's pretty accurate to the experience of attending your first rock show. Like if you're not accustomed to it, it can definitely feel that way. So I'll give in a pass. There weren't any seats. Everyone was standing. The audience rocked their bodies in time with the rhythm, and I could hear the cries of fast, fast in time with the music. Their movements weren't as coordinated as the otage you saw at idol concerts, but they were still impressive. By the way, who the hell is mainstream anime? That's just my arc enemy. Or at least that's what he fancies himself as. Let me just no. Which of these buttons was it? Was it Alt? Was it Tab? Shift? No. Control? No. Okay. Oh god, it skipped so much. Okay. No. Okay, sorry, I'm just trying to figure out like how do I access the menu. Okay, finally. I'll be reading through the backlog after this, but I just want to see what otage is. Special calls or dance moves performed by some fans at idol concerts and other otaku-oriented events. Some of these performances are incredibly elaborate, and each of the movements is given a name. If you were ever lucky enough to see a row of fans doing an otage in perfect harmony, it's a sight you'll never forget. Okay. Fair enough, I see. The intensity was incredible. I felt like I was about to throw up from the heat of so many bodies. I was an otaku, but not an idol or voice actress otaku, so to be honest, I didn't like concerts like this. The one saving grace was that nobody was looking at me, but I couldn't deny that I was terribly out of place here. There were so many people that I couldn't get a clear look at the stage. The most I could make out were the silhouettes of 4 people standing under the bright stage lights. As I stood there overwhelmed, Misumi handed me a plastic cup with some soda in it. He must have paid for my ticket. I'd have to pay him back later. Okay. And then the song ended. A wave of cheers and applause went up from the audience. Finally, everyone lowered their raised fists, and I had a clear view of the stage. I could get a clear look at the short-haired girl up there. She definitely wasn't the demon girl. Today, I'm feeling better than most days. Yep, that's definitely the like a perfect image, the perfect illustration of the average like rock/emo girl. Oh god, she's so stereotypical. It's actually kind of hilarious. Even her dialogue, just look at this like emo shit. Anyway, I can hear the voices clearly. The world is so still and silent. Her voice, picked up by the amplifier and coming through the speakers, was nothing like the demon girl's either. Faz had, as Misumi said, a sense of inui about her. Goth girl, and fortunately not balloons. Look, we're not playing Nikkei anymore, okay? I'm pretty sure none of the girls in chaoshead have balloons, so like, don't worry, the big boobs can hurt you in this game. She didn't seem boyish despite her short hair. She had a strange aura that was simultaneously cute and seductive, but also aloof. I don't see it, but okay. The accessories on her body reflected in the lights and gleamed silver, giving her a strange, unearthly look, like something from a fairy tale. Okay, you're definitely being like overdramatic now. What the fuck? I could understand why she was so popular on 8chan. I mean, I can too, just not... Anyway. You'd expect a singer like her to be loud and passionate, or so I assumed, but Faz was calm as she spoke into the mic. No, that doesn't break any of my expectations, to be perfectly honest. It was the complete opposite of the excitement of the crowd. Maybe that was just her personality. But the audience knew better than to shout over her. There was silence as she spoke, and everyone listened. Maybe it's because the gate to Cocytus is closed. Oh, it's a shuni too. I see. No, wait. One of the 2 rivers found at the entrance to the underworld in Greek mythology. Its name means the river of wailing. The dead crossed this river to enter the underworld. Imagine the regular 4chaner being Takumi. I would not be surprised. What did she say? Cocytus? What language was that? Oh, you of all people can be talking about anything, boy. Like you you definitely can't say like anything about other people using weird like language quirks. Okay? But anyway. The planetary balance has been maintained for thousands of years, since the birth of the Great Will. Suddenly, Shin Megami Tensei. But now, it is falling apart, becoming unstable. That's why I sing. I will take your chaos into myself. Oh, now I understood. She was speaking in character. It was a god punk thing. Maybe she was trying to say stuff that sounded ominous, even if you didn't know what it meant. It would make her seem kind of mystical and help her connect better with her fans. In fact, Faz was holding something strange in her hand. In her left hand was a normal mic, but in her right was a strange mic stand that looked like some kind of sword. Honestly, she would fit in SMT. Fair, fair. I have to check out what 4chaners will tell about my drawing. Don't, my dude. Don't do that. Like, for your own sake, don't do that. It had a strange form with flowing curves that felt alien and dangerous, and it looked so sharp that even touching it might threaten to sever a finger. It was huge, just as big as she was. The glass embedded in the stand glowed with a strange pale light. I wasn't sure if it even was a mic stand, but it was the perfect prop to help define her character. I found myself strangely unable to take my eyes off of it. Faz raised a huge mic stand above her head, and with an underhanded grip, she swung it in an arc in front of her. The pale light of the glass made a half circle in the air. That was really dangerous. What if it hit someone? Maybe it wasn't a mic stand, but a sword. And maybe, like, she would cut off the head of a member of the audience each night in order to offer up their still warm blood to the demon girl. Your mind is certainly going places, my man. That would make this whole concert a black mass led by witches. Not even gonna comment on this one. I began to shiver. Maybe it would be better to just leave now. Next is our third song. The Esoteric Necklace. Another huge cheer went up from the audience. You know that effect when, like, the text describes something and then you, like, envision it in your head, but then an artist tries to draw it and, like, the artist's drawing is very underwhelming compared to, like, what you imagined? Yeah, I, like, from that whole amazing description, I didn't imagine this, like, thin, tiny ass sword that she's carrying. Like, I imagined something a lot bigger from, like, the way he described it. But anyway, the members of the band all began to move at once, and a flood of sound hit my ears again. Felt like it was going to destroy my eardrums. How did they all keep from going deaf? I looked to my side and Misumi was having a great time, raising his fist to the rhythm along with the rest of the audience. The intro ended and Faz began to sing, and the lyrics made me freeze. This was the prophetic song. Oh, hello, Metal Wolf, welcome to the stream. I mean, it is an interesting sword design. I'm not saying it's not interesting, I'm just describing, like, because this is a phenomenon in, like, writing and art, right? It's sometimes not advisable to put pictures in your book, because sometimes, like, in fact, most of the time, the artist's depiction is not going to match, like, what the reader envisioned in their heads from your text-based description, because the text-based description obviously, like, invites the imagination. It makes you picture things in your head, whereas the artist depiction is like what an individual person like thought in their head and translated to paper. So like unless the description is very detailed, it's likely like that the art that you would maybe in another context appreciate and say it's like amazing, feel disappointing, you know. I'm just trying to describe the concept. But anyway, yeah, true. This was the prophetic song that I'd seen on 8chan. It was a dark song without a glimmer of hope to be found in it. Maybe it was partly the lyrics too, but the melody felt almost religious. Prophetic song. It happened to me too. Okay. Propheto 333 Future. Prophetic song. Welcome to the stream, Propheto Future. It happened to me too. Why VN RPG Maker age scenes match perfectly? I mean text and graphic. I mean, this is a safe for work stream, so like I don't think I can or should like discuss that. But like I think it's better if for us to discuss this in private, Kodokunasu. But anyway. As the song progressed, the crowd's cheers faded, and before long they were silent. All of them were listening intently, however, and some of them even seemed to be gazing at Fez in a kind of ecstasy. No, you don't need to apologize, it's fine. There was certainly something in her voice that drew you to her. Even as I fought against my fear of the crowd and the urge to vomit, I was listening to make sure I heard her sing. Somehow the temperature of the room seemed to drop below freezing in an instant. The song ended. Fez looked down, her body swaying from side to side, immersing herself in the last seconds of the song. Then she suddenly raised her head, without any doubt or hesitation. Looked right at me. Oh boy, you know, like I've seen the anime. So I think I have a slight idea. Maybe it's not this scene specifically, but there is a particular like ecchi scene that I want to see with this girl. And so like every time this option comes up, I'll be choosing the horny delusion for her specifically. But anyway, I don't mean our eyes met for a moment or that she was looking in my direction. He was clearly looking straight at me, staring as if trying to see all she could, as if trying to see who I was, as if trying to see into my heart. Her gaze was so powerful, and for some reason kind of sad. Without taking her eyes off me, she walked right off the stage. The members of Phantasm began to play again, but she wasn't singing. As she slowly worked her way through the crowd, she threw off her jacket in a languid motion, exposing her sexy shoulders. This fucker. The fans began to get excited again. They raised their fists and jumped up in the air. The vibrations were shaking the floor like an earthquake. But nobody tried to touch her. She seemed almost sacred to them. You'd think if someone with her charisma came down into the audience, people would be jumping all over her. But some kind of unspoken understanding kept her believers from touching her. Even so, feeling her so close, smelling the scent of her sweat. What the fuck am I reading? Touching the same air as her. These were the greatest joys her followers could ask for. Maybe this was some kind of performance she did at every concert, I thought, but then I was shocked at what she did next. She began to casually take off her belt. She tossed it into the crowd, and all her followers scrambled to grab it for themselves. What am I reading, man? Faz gave them a contemptuous glance, and then she lowered the zipper on her miniskirt. It fell to the ground, revealing a sexy black underwear. Faz didn't seem to mind exposing herself to her followers at all. Maybe she was high on the excitement, or maybe it was part of the performance, or maybe she was just an exhibitionist. I don't think it's necessary yet. Maybe I'll regret this, but I don't think this is like necessary for now. It's nothing like too outrageous, I don't think. Happy birthday to OA. Technically every day is his birthday since he was born before the calendar. Welcome to the string, Arma. I didn't know, but she was so sexy. I couldn't take my eyes off her. Takumi, you damn weirdo. Faz looked back at me. She gave me a seductive smile. Hey, she's coming this way. Her gaze was locked on me. She got closer and closer, as if homing in on a target. And when she got right in front of me, she exhaled, her breath soft and sweet like a lover, and embraced me. Her skin was slick with sweat. The smell and the warmth made me dizzy. She pressed her chest against me. It heaved up and down rapidly with each breath. They say that singing takes a lot of energy. But I could feel her hot, panting breath directly through my skin. Her arms were wrapped tightly around my back. Her nails dug into my neck. Her thighs clung to my legs. My body felt like it had been hit by lightning. I couldn't push her off or even return her embrace. All I could do was stand there, blinking in confusion. Her followers started to cheer once again. It was almost like a scream. The band's performance became louder and more violent. The cries of Faz, Faz filled the hall, and then they started to mix with the cries of do it, do it. Do what? I didn't understand. Faz was silently holding on to me. I looked over at Misumi for help. He was exchanging a deep kiss with a female audience member. No, it wasn't just Misumi. The other followers, male and female, had all cast off their clothes and were embracing each other. Some were kissing, and some were even starting to... Whoa. It quickly turned into a loud, screaming, Jesus Christ. Okay. No, this is a bit much. Okay. A loud screaming, like group relation. There were moans, cheers, and the indecent sound of flesh rubbing flesh, all of it accompanied by the playing of the Phantasm Band. What the fuck is the context? This is literally like a horny delusion that Takumi is having. A black mass. I finally understood. Faz was a witch, and these were her obscene sabbath. And I'd been chosen to be the night's sacrifice. I would be Faz's partner. I mean, you do have a point there, Arma. Did this happen at every Phantasm concert? I started to get caught up in it too. It was like a thin veil of fog was covering my mind. A sense of fear and anticipation of what was to come. A sense of ecstasy and superiority at being chosen as her partner. I thought I would go crazy. You know what? Yes, this is my fault. Like, I could have chosen like the violent delusion. I could have chosen no delusion at all. This is my fault. You're right there. She laughed again, right up against my ear. Even amid the flood of sound, I could still hear it clearly. It was such a sexy sound, just hearing it felt like enough to make me pass out. But Faz was inviting me to experience an even greater pleasure. She softly bit my ear, and then blew a hot breath into it, and then she whispered, "Whose eyes are those?" Snap back to reality. Okay, now we can go back to this. Okay, let me like read some comments and then I will continue. I remember when Steam censors blocked chaoshead Noah. God knows why, and outrage was that massive they changed their decision. Very good. Like I love to see cases where they try to censor something and they end up having to reverse it. Always nice to see a good ending. Takumi, you damn weirdo. True. Takumi genuinely sounds like an ecchi MC. That's because he is, pretty much. Also, that girl reminds me of Ciel. I don't see the resemblance, but okay. What the fuck is the context? Yes, Rockubo! Just genuinely okay, I already addressed this. They sound like some exoteric Babylonian demonic fertility ritual. Probably it would be worse if there was VN audio. Fez is Kiara confirmed? Ain't no party like why are you like this? Anyway, moving on. Fez, you're so sexy, Fez. I was sitting in front of my computer enjoying my delusions. The concert I gone to today was a good change of pace. Fez was pretty cute for a 3D girl. Having so many people around triggered my agoraphobia hard though. I definitely wasn't going to go back. In the end, I gotten sick from being around the crowd and fled the concert hall. Today's delusion was a good one. Maybe Fez and Phantasm really were doing that stuff at their concerts. And maybe today they just didn't for some reason. Anyway, time for some ESO. ESO was my life. It was a place where I felt at home. A place that would help me forget all the awful things that happen in reality. Inside ESO... Don't give Takumi money. He may... Why are you like this? Inside ESO, I could forget all the bad things that happened. I ceased to be me and became Nightheart, free to travel as I wished in Bazelard. But today, Nightheart wasn't doing so good. Of course I knew it was my fault. The problem was with my own judgment and reaction times. But I was failing at things I could normally do easily. I was playing to make myself feel better, but I was just feeling worse. Oi Arma, that's slander. Takumi acts like what aunties think of lollipops. Again, I'm not addressing any of that. I'm just gonna play the game and we're going to move on. But yeah, this is unfortunately relatable. Like, sometimes you're feeling like shit, and then you play a game to forget, but since you're feeling like shit, like, you end up performing badly at the game, and it just makes you feel even worse than before. Like, unfortunately, I do understand this feeling quite well. What the hell is your problem? I'm going to delete you, damn it. I knew it was my own fault, but I still yelled at Nightheart. Damn it all, you're pissing me off. Then, Takumi really is just the worst, isn't he? Like, I'm not even talking about, like, his general perversion. Like, even at games, he's just the worst type of player, honestly. Anyway. I can't relate, I'm too good at games. Fucking humble brag, I swear. Takumi slander doesn't exist. OTS just canon info they left out. Whatever you say. Whatever you say, my man. I again am not addressing that. I tore at my hair and kicked the exposed metal plating that formed the wall of my room. After working out my anger, I sighed and leaned back into my chair. I stared at the monitor, only half paying attention to what was on the screen. Nightheart was no longer under my control. He was standing at the entrance of Shangri City, facing in a random direction with his back turned to me and not moving an inch. I always fought the enemies like this, with his back to me. Nightheart's experience points were maxed out, of course. How many experience points do I have, huh? Had the person named Takumi Nishijo grown at all since I'd started ESO? No, since I'd even been born? If I had, why was it so hard to talk to people? Why was I living a life that was one step away from being a total hikikomori? If I didn't log in for a few weeks, would Nightheart become a hikikomori too? Very... whose eyes are those? Very deep and interesting questions. Not really, but anyway, he's certainly trying to sound like that. For some reason, as I looked at Nightheart's back, I remembered those words. I started to wonder what Nightheart did when I wasn't controlling him. Nothing, he's a game character. Stop being delusional. Whatever, Armor, you know what? Just because of that, I'm going to start calling you Arma Sue. just because, honestly. Oh no, I didn't fucking notice. I couldn't tell you were flexing on me until you told me that. I totally couldn't tell, Armor. Just fucking this guy, I swear. I kept my hands off the keyboard for a while, eating my stale chips and watching him. Also, Takumi might be worse than Shiki. I definitely think he's worse than Shiki, honestly. And I already did not like Shiki, so... If Nightheart had an identity of his own, he'd be walking tall through the city of Shangri, held high. He was a hero and everyone loved him. Okay, we experienced too many perversions for today, so I'm just not going to have any delusions. God knows I need to get through some of this. Oh yeah, a good point there too. Some more of these situations without delusions for the ending I want to. Not that I'm just guessing. You get the point. Hey, Nightheart, I'm always watching you, you know. Did you ever notice? And then... even though I wasn't touching the keyboard, Nightheart's face... Wait, 1 second. If this scene is focusing on, Takumi and a male character, what would have happened, actually, if I had chosen the horny delusion? Would it have turned into a yaoi scene? What? Anyway. I feel like the way he's talking about the character is the game already giving the answer of what he is. Takumi is fucking losing it, bro. You say that as if he ever had it to begin with. But anyway, welcome to the stream, Genérico Jerônimo. Suddenly turned around, even though the rest of him was still facing away. Oh god, that's creepy. At least it kinda felt that way, lol. Oh, fuck off. Just kidding. Takumi is Shiki without powers confirmed. Oh, yo. I think Takumi is a level worse than that, okay? I don't like Shiki, but still, comparing Shiki to Takumi is Shiki slander, okay? You can't be doing that. I watched the monitor for over an hour, but Nightheart didn't do anything but stand there. I'll tell you, I'll tell you it just as it happened. I went to school today, and then when it was over, I found myself buying a cell phone with my little sister. You had that whole tantrum just to end up doing it anyway. Why? Anyway. You might not understand what I'm talking about. I didn't understand when it happened to me either. Brother, what are you mumbling about? I asked you if you liked this model or not. Poor girl, imagine having to be stuck with a big brother like Takumi, man. She must live like a living hell, and she's trying to make the best of it. I swear, she's an angel. God, I wanted to go home. How many times would I have to tell her that I didn't want a cell phone before it sunk in? I don't even have the energy to complain anymore. When I got to school today, she barged right into my classroom. Wow, look who actually came to school today, she said, and then she ordered me to come buy a phone with her. After school, I tried to escape before she could find me, but I'd forgotten how fast she could be. If you, unironically don't want to do this badly, are you that pathetic that you couldn't just, run away or ignore her, or, what can this girl do to really force you? Genuinely, how are you this pathetic? Anyway. She easily found me, caught up to me, and dragged me to a shop in front of the station. Just how fucking weak are you, man? I didn't want to go anywhere near the station. I never did. Every time I went, I felt like I'd throw up any minute now. No comment on that one. Nanami didn't know or care about how I felt, though. She was looking at all the different display models and muttering to herself. I couldn't understand why Nanami would care about what kind of phone I got. This has kind of a cute color, right? I think it's a good one. Oh my, almost like she's just trying to buy a good cell phone for you. Maybe she cares or something. Maybe she's your sister, and despite how awful you are, she still loves you like family. You fucking... Anyway. She asked my opinion, and I gave the obvious answer. That one is fine. But you know, it may be a little too cute for you. Maybe it's not your type. I told her I was fine with it, and she didn't listen. I lost count of how many times I told her I was okay with whatever model she wanted. How about you just... I'm going to crash out so hard. She asked my opinion, but didn't seem interested in listening to it. That was the problem with 3D Woman. Have you never had a conversation with a person in your life? It's supposed to be a back and forth. You give your opinion and the other person gives their opinion. You're supposed to talk. She isn't a doll that's just going to obey whatever you want her to do. Brother, are you okay? Are there just too many people here for you? Look, she's even concerned with you. I'm going to lose it. Won't you rest at McD's? I shouldn't. The joke is too easy. McD's? You want me to go into a fast food chain that's full of DQNs? That would be even worse than this place. I furiously shook my head. Okay, I'll try to pick one out for you as fast as I can then. Having trouble deciding though. I sighed and decided to leave her behind so I could go home. She was staring intently at the rows of cell phones, which gave me an opportunity to slip away. You are genuinely the worst person ever. I started to walk towards the 107 when I saw something so startling. I came to a stop. What was that? On the other side of the huge crowd of people on the steps to the 107 building, there was a girl who stood out from the rest. Was she holding a sword? Its colors and the way it looked reminded me of the mic stand that Fez had been holding during the concert. It was probably from the same production line, I assumed. It sure was a big sword though. It might have been even bigger than the one Fez had been holding. The girl with the sword was surprisingly wearing a suime uniform. From this distance, I couldn't make out her face. Even though she was holding something so huge and attention-grabbing, she was standing there calmly as she looked down at the people below her. It must have taken a ton of courage to do that. I was really impressed, seriously. Carrying a huge toy sword like that in the middle of Shibuya, wasn't that incredibly embarrassing? That sword was probably an accessory for some new anime cosplay. Of course, I kept my eyes on all the new anime that's coming out. Was there anything with a sword like that this season? Had I missed it? There was no way I would ever be able to carry something like that through the middle of Shibuya, but it was a really sweet sword. I kinda wanted one. I wondered if they were selling them in Akihabara. Maybe online? Brother! I suddenly took a heavy elbow to the back. I almost crumpled to the ground in pain. You deserve it. I turned around to see Nanami looking at me, arms crossed in anger. Were you trying to run away? Sure, maybe I was taking a little too long to choose a phone for you. But that doesn't mean it's okay to just up and leave me, does it? No, it's absolutely not okay, and this guy deserves everything he gets. How dare you make this angel cry, you bastard. I shook my head, or tried to anyway. Brother, you jerk. I hope you suck up too much radiation from your phone and it kills your kidneys and you die. You know what? Fair. I too wish this very convoluted and specific scenario happens. What was she talking about? I feel like an idiot for trying so hard to find the right phone for you. I'll just decide right now then. You can just have the same phone I do. She grabbed me by the arm, hard. You're signing the contract for it today, okay? Until it is done, I'm not letting you get away. Fine, just let me go. Good, come on. I had no idea why this was such a big deal to her. She really was an annoying little sister. No, she's an angel. You're the annoying big brother, you fucker. In the end, all that time she'd spent picking a phone was totally wasted, as she just ended up getting me the same one she had. Oh wow, I wonder why, you fucking annoying piece of shit. After an hour or so of signing contracts and filing paperwork, I tried to take my phone and go, but Nanami stopped me. Why are you like this, Kodokunasu? Do you have to be like this? Do you have to? But anyway, let me get caught up with comments before continuing. Shiki deserves the slander, lol. Both are perverted edgelord incels with schizo episodes. Only difference is Shiki may do things. Though knowing Takumi, I wouldn't put it past him. Takumi gives me motivation to be a nicer brother since I'm the oldest, unironically. Nagging probably, if she's referring to like how his sister drags him around. Takumi is genuinely worse than pre-incarnation Rudius. Please tell me his character development is as good as in, I don't know, man. I I really don't think that, like, I've only watched the anime, but from that I'd say that absolutely not. Like, he does get some character development if the anime is even halfway accurate, but is nowhere near as good as Rudius. Even when I'm pissed off with Even when I'm pissed off with my siblings, I at least try teasing them or playing along. Takumi makes me realize I may not be a jerk. Like, in the worst moments between me and my brother, like, I wasn't as bad as Takumi. Like, we genuinely, I love my brother. Like, we are pretty much best friends, like, genuinely. But I had some, we all had like bad moments with people, right? Even the people we really like. But even at my worst, I wasn't like nearly as bad as Takumi is at his best. Like, he's a genuinely like shit brother. Takumi has a worse relationship with his loving little sister than me and my literal mother with narcissistic tendencies, bro. There's no way. You good, Arma? I don't want to fully elaborate in string chat, but short answer, nah, not really. That's for another day. You don't have to. I will like mirror a Fisher's answer. Like, if you don't want to talk about it, like, don't. Only share what you're comfortable with. Let's talk about how Takumi is being cheeky again, meeting women with huge weapons like Ciel. Fair. It's Shibuya. They probably have seen worse. I mean, you kinda... Yeah, you do have a point there. Fair. And ironically, watching every anime every season is true cell behavior. Thanks, A Fisher. W little sister. It's very cute. No problem. Angel Martinez? Takumi acts like the very archetype of... I guess you mean like hikikomori? I don't know what Komori is. She could be like, whoa, I'm crazy, I have to analyze something I see in red, whoa. Pretty much, yeah. Let's go to MacD's. I'll get your phone set up for you. She ignored my protestations and grabbed me by the collar, dragging me to the nearest MacD's. She ignored your protestations because you're like an insufferable asshole, and she's just trying to genuinely help you, you ungrateful... I can't even say the word on stream. Anyway. He is, but I shortened it. Oh, okay. Nasu is sadly correct. Tsukihime fans will swear it's good, by the way. Anyway. I just know you're planning to take it home and throw it in a drawer without even turning it on. So I'll make it so you can actually use it. Damn it. He was really determined to make me miserable. I have to relax. Deep breaths. Deep breaths. Why did it have to be at a MacD's? Stop being a bitch. MacD's in Shibuya was hell. Stop being a bitch. There would always be way too many people. Damn it, now I want some McDonald's. I certainly do not. Like, it doesn't matter how many ads they shove in my face. I never want to see one of those overpriced, disgusting burgers ever again in my life. Like, genuinely, I hate McDonald's that much. But anyway. There would always be way too many people, and it would be incredibly loud, with DQN ratio off the charts. No comment on that one. A group of three DQN looking brown haired mothers and their kids were sitting at the table next to you. Just so you guys understand how, like, unimaginably stupid what he said is, DQNs are supposed to be like delinquents. They're supposed to be like aggressive and like awful people. and he's using this word that's supposed to be reserved for delinquents and criminals to like three like decent looking mothers who are just accompanying their kids to like the equivalent of McDonald's. Do you understand how much of a bitch this guy is? Do you understand like there's sheer level of bitch this guy is at this point? Like anyway, the kids and all three were little brats with red streaks dyed in their hair, were running around the store screaming. Their mothers were simply ignoring them. At another table, four DQN-looking teenage boys were laughing loudly in their obnoxious voices. So it was like four normal dudes. I see. Okay. Anyway. Two high school girls in loose socks were sitting across from each other, both staring at their phones. They weren't talking. Next to them, a middle-aged salaryman was lying head down on a table, snoring. He was clearly skipping work. Okay. A table a little farther away was even stranger. A group of 5 boys and girls in elementary school had set their backpacks on the ground and were dangling their legs as they happily chatted with one another. A group date? You're in elementary school and you're going on a group date? You never seen a group of friends just go to McDonald's to have fun. Why are you like this? Why are you having such like perverse thoughts about like a group of little children? Why? They are just friends happily chatting with each other. Why do you have to think so badly about them? Why? It was people I wanted nothing to do with as far as the eye could see. What, just normal people interacting like normal people? Yeah, I see why you wouldn't want to interact with them, you weirdo piece of shit. Do you know how awful someone needs to be for me, to call them a weirdo? Do you? And here I was thinking that Takumi might have like improved, even in just a fraction of a bit, like in these past few chapters. But no, not even a bit. Like anyway, it was amazing that Nanami could feel at home here. The sheer number of people were making my head hurt, and I felt like I was going to vomit. Why did I have to be here with my sister at McD's anyway? Oh no, I get to like eat burgers with my angel of a sister. Has she like helped me set up my phone? Oh no, the horror. Hey, what do you want for your ringtone? Any suggestions? She wasn't even looking at me, just playing with my phone. An anime song. There! Was that so hard? No way. You're such an otaku, brother. You were the one who asked me. It's my phone anyway. Let me put what I want on it. Oh, I know. Why not the new song from Karera Omura? It's a great song. It's my favorite lately. No way. I guess a Karera Omura song isn't really right for you anyway. I really like, quote unquote, when a fish and Kodokunasu communicate in their like own pretend language so I can understand anything. It's really great. She cruelly insulted her older brother as she bit into a French fry. Was that supposed to be an insult? She just said that like a popular song doesn't match you. Like, how is that? Anyway, she ordered a fish sandwich combo even though we hadn't had dinner yet. I'd had to pay too. For my part, I felt too sick to even consider eating anything. It wasn't fair. Hey Fisher, you don't have to apologize. You know I'm just joking, right? You do what you want. Like, I'm not I'm not actually like mad or anything. I'm just like joking. Oh, and for some reason she put her bag up to her lap and began to look through it. Okay, it's a good opportunity to get caught up again. Shiki acts like Grin, but with even more edge. Shiro be like, whoa, I want to be a hero. Whoa, I need more swords. San acts towards women and innocent people. Ah, okay. Sans acts towards women and innocent people. Okay. Then it now. Okay, I already like read that. I refuse to eat that goy slop. Real man eat Subway. Okay. I'm not gonna comment on this. You eat what you want. Anyway. Fucking calling McDonald's goy slop and then like praising Subway. And I don't even like McDonald's, but anyway, moving on. Kebab is cheaper and bigger, or Kurita, for real. Takumi is genuinely worse than the nerd characters those early 2000s high school movies. At least those characters like didn't go like, oh woman, they are so terrible, like those 3D girls, how dare they? Like they were those characters were just awkward. They weren't actually, hateful. Jesus Christ. Okay. This is just them talking. Takumi acts like that one mean girl at school no one likes if she was on her period. Okay, Takumi acts like that one mean girl at school no one likes if she was on her period and broke up with her boyfriend, all at the same time. I can't even disagree with that. I'd even say that he's worse than that. Like, I feel like a girl in this situation would still look at Takumi and be like, yeah, at least I'm not that bad, Takumi is a true cell. He can't even imagine having a friend group. Lol. Takumi is so bad I feel like less of a loser. Oe sounds like a supportive and helpful older male who could be a pseudo father figure compared to Takumi. Thanks? I thought they were talking in Russian or something like that. No, it's Polish. They're talking in Polish. I would rather take a teenage Oe with the same edginess he used to have than 2 conversations with Takumi. Then, now you know how bad he is, Jesus. At least Shiro is well written and like a specific boy with weird eyes. Why is Oe losing it? Is he Shiki? Takumi acts like the Wojak of a porn addicted male on alpha male accounts. Then, like Arma's writing fire today. Those are some good ass comparisons, I'll say. Anyway, moving on. Russians have a different alphabet. Okay, here we go. And then she took out a defective ghetto froggy. It's not defective. It's the new bug eye ghetto froggy. It just came out last week. Huh. You don't know about it? Wow, you are behind the times. New versions of Gero Froggy come out every Friday. There are already 12 types. Really? Was there enough demand for one every week? Well, apparently. The one on my phone is the first version, a normal Gero Froggy. The next was Fat Gero Froggy, then Blocky Gero Froggy. She quickly ran off the names of the various Gero Froggies. Number 4 was No Face Ghetto Froggy. That sounds scary. The 5th was Radiant Ghetto Froggy. That just sounds annoying. Because this is supposed to be an accessory, right? Imagine like an accessory that just constantly glows all the time. Like that doesn't seem like convenient at all. The 6th was the most popular, Kitty Ghetto Froggy. Why not just make a cat character at that point? Then there was Ghost Ghetto Froggy, Sleepy Ghetto Froggy, Burning Ghetto Froggy. What? Huh? Why would they? What? Zombie Ghetto Froggy, Drunk Ghetto Froggy. Okay, Arma, I'm sorry, but you went too far there. Like, it's against the rules to, like, be political. Again, like, don't do that again, please. Wow, had she memorized them all? Wait a second, did that mean... Do you have the complete set? Of course, you have to get the full set or it doesn't count. True collector right there. People line up to buy the new ones every week. For this lazy, sloppily made product, to be honest, I could probably have come up with a better design. Do you just have to be a dick? Like, do you have to shit all over your little sister's interests? Like, why not take be like a little genuinely curious? Why not try to like respect and like try to have a good relation with your sister? Maybe talk to her. And why are you like this? If anyone knows, I have seen this frog or something similar in a lot of places. Is it from a new show or something? I have no idea, sorry. Why had she started giving me a lecture about Ghetto Froggy anyway? Because you asked for it! So, here's your bug-eyed Ghetto Froggy. Look at this angel. After everything he did, she's still giving him a nice little present. And like she said, she literally fucking stood in line for like this accessory. And like she was considered enough to not only buy one for herself, but one for him too. Like, I don't even need to say anything. Takumi is the embodiment of a soy boy meme you'd see on Prime 4chan. Okay, now that's a better comparison. Fair, fair. Soy boy meme. Anyway. Huh? Why? Just accept the damn gift, you little shit. If you put this strap on your phone, you might actually impress a girl for once. True and real. Thank you, like Minami. Look at this angel try to like genuinely help her older brother. Like, amazing. She began to attach it to my phone despite my obvious disapproval. Shut the fuck up. Your opinion doesn't matter. You shouldn't even have the right to vote. You're below human. I thought you had to have the complete set. If I take that one, you won't have them all. You don't need to worry about me. I bought you. You bought 2 every week? I was really starting to worry about her sense of taste. Shut up, Takumi. Just this time, I bought an extra for your phone. Angel. You went through all that trouble? Yes, you should probably appreciate some of it. Dick. I went through all that trouble. She finished attaching the strap and nodded, satisfied, before taking a sip of her drink. But then suddenly she gasped and leaned towards me. I didn't stand in line for you, brother. Sure you didn't. Sure. I was going to buy one anyway. No thanks. Huh? Nanami leaned forward with wide eyes. She looked ready to leap across the table at me. Understandable, yeah. You don't want it, even though I went through all that trouble to get it for you? You were going to buy one anyway, right? I need a moment. I'm going to lose it if I don't have a moment. Breathe in. Breathe out. Okay. Okay. I can keep going. I can do this. I don't care about Ghetto Froggy anyway. It's creepy. You're creepy. This is why girls don't like you, brother. True and real. Like base Nanami. I thought she was going to slap me, but instead she calmly sat down and began to nibble on her fries. But there's no use resisting, okay? I already stuck it to your phone. It was like she thought she was in control here. Well, I guess she was. I hated to admit it, but she knew way more about phones than me. Anyway. If you take it off, I'm gonna punish you by making you line up with me. Fair and reasonable. Line up where? Where else in the line to buy the new Ghetto Froggy? It's usually about 2 hours. Insane. Why did I have to be threatened by my own little sister? Oh wow, what an awful threat. Just keep the accessory your loving little sister bought for you on your phone. The horror, the unspeakable horror. Why are you like this? Why is this even a threat? She kept fiddling with my phone for a while after that. I kept quiet. It kept her quiet, so I preferred it this way. You deserve to go to the worst cycle of hell. It feels kind of weird. The next time she spoke, her bad mood had disappeared. Maybe she was the type who didn't need to sleep on something unpleasant to forget it. She could forget it after just a few minutes. We should all strive to be like Nanami. What an easygoing personality she had. In a way, I was jealous. You should be. Yeah, it is weird. It feels like it's been forever since the two of us went anywhere. I wonder how long it's been. I can't remember. You're always locked up in your room watching anime or playing video games. Well, maybe it's not bad to do this once in a while. It's a nice change of pace. I mean, I hate to do it every day though. Takumi, if you fuck this up, Takumi, I'm going to go inside the game and rip you limb from limb. Don't you dare fumble this. No, but like, I think even like reverse all of Takumi's dialogue about like 3D girls and apply it to like 3D men. Like, and I feel like even like the most mentally deranged red flag enthusiast wouldn't want a girl like Takumi. Like, I get what you're saying, A. Fisher, but like, I'm with Arma on this one. I don't think anyone would want a waifu like Takumi. Then I'm a whole hour late. Welcome to the stream, Teto Teto. Nanami put my phone on the table and picked up her fish sandwich. She happily took off the wrapper and bit in. Suddenly remember her saying that she liked the fish sandwiches here. I hope you... Moving on. She suddenly froze. She was looking at me with hatred in her eyes. And then after a moment's hesitation, she slowly offered me the half-eaten sandwich. One half? It's too late. Wait, you actually said that out loud. You said you hope she gets fat out loud. Did you... You need to learn that girls won't like you if you say things like that. You're so stupid, brother. How are you this inconsiderate? Why? If you're going to think something like that, at least keep it in your head. Why did you... I'm losing it. I'm genuinely losing it. How is he still this awful? How? Anyway. In the end, she ate the whole sandwich by herself, you greedy girl. So I think everyone should be able to understand why it took me so much time to play this game again. I really need to recover after like experiencing Takumi for a while. Like I need to like experience Takumi in doses, otherwise I'll go crazy. Okay. 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 High assumption he would do it for woman. He's been consuming too much soy and has more estrogen than a mother of four. Nice. If Takumi was a female character, he wouldn't even be a daddy since no one in the fandom would have him as a waifu. If Takumi played half decent games or good anime, maybe he would be reasonable. Okay, this is the conversation between you and a Fisher. He's too much of a chud. I have never had a girlfriend and I'm still better with girls than him. Takumi, when a girl is able to finish one normal fish burger. What is this game about? Rage bait the game, Teto. You know what? I was about to go on a whole tirade, but yes, that's pretty much what you need to know. No, but seriously. This is a mystery game. Like, where we follow our rage bait inducing protagonist Takumi as he experiences and like unwittingly investigates like the mystery behind a series of serial murders who seem supernatural in nature. That's the best way I would like summarize the game. But anyway, after that I was forced to listen to more of her boring stories before she finally handed the phone over to me. By then the sun had set. It had been a long, painful few hours. I was finally able to say goodbye and head home. Fall was in full swing, and the chill of the night breeze did wonders to calm my headaches and urge to vomit. Mystery, like how he became such an undesirable male. That is one of the mysteries, but not the main one. Anyway, being in a crowd for a long time always made my head hurt and made me want to throw up. I wish Nanami... I'm not reading that. She only cared about... No, you only care about yourself. You piece of fucking... I need to stop myself. She had absolutely no idea how much the things she was doing were hurting me. I was sure of that. The only reason these things are hurting you is because you're a bitch. Like... Dan, how bad is Takumi? Like, I think the scene you just experienced should be enough to like tell you. He's been like this through the entire game. Like, he is genuinely like that awful. You know? If I could have, I would have snapped the phone in half and throw it in the nearest garbage can. It wasn't my money for one thing. I use chud ironically, but he's the textbook's definition of the literal urban dictionary for chud. The worst part is, like, you're absolutely right on that. But if I did that, Nanami would come back with my parents in tow this time, and they just tell me I had to buy another one since the first one broke. I restrained my impulse to destroy the thing. Because, you know, like, me having that would mean that my mom could, like, contact me, like, sometimes. Obviously, like, Takumi is in, like, such pain. Like, how could he, like, have to experience that? This is torture. Like, having to talk to your own, like, loving mother who, like, is worried about you since you live alone. The horror. Just, I hate this man. I hate this man so fucking much. It's not even funny. Time to just go home and play some ESO. Like, I'm going to wish upon you, like, the worst thing you can wish upon, like, any MMO player. I wish your character was deleted. I straight up wish he was banned. Like, no, I straight up wish your account was banned from that game so you could never play it ever again. You, like, disgusting, lowly, soulless piece of shit. The stress had been building up over these past few days. I hope my peaceful daily life would come back soon. The stress of talking to my loved ones. Anyway. Another bizarre murder had taken place that night. The fourth New Gen murder. I was playing ESO with Grin as usual. When Grin as usual came to tell me. Yo, Grin. You're late tonight. Whose eyes are those? For a moment I couldn't believe my eyes. How did Grin know those words? My fingers were shaking on the keyboard. I didn't know what to say. It was all I could do to keep my eyes on the monitor as he typed. The fourth New Gen murder happened. I've been watching the festival. Shibuya is going nuts, man. This one's the craziest of the lot. All the blood was drained from the victim's corpse. They found the body in Inokashira Line Station's toilets. And what happened to the body is just messed up. All its skin turned green, scary, super scary. I'm starting to believe the guys who say something occult is going on. Anyway. The way he treats his own family. One sec. The way he treats his own family. If you wanted to motivate any man before a fight, take an orphan and show him Takumi, and he will be filled with so much rage he will immediately rip his enemy in half. Okay. The way he treats his own family. If you wanted to motivate any man before a fight, take an orphan and show him Takumi, and he will be filled with so much rage he immediately will rip his enemy in half. True and real. Like, imagine like an orphan having to play this game. He would probably actually go into like the virtual world just so he could like eliminate Takumi from existence out of sheer rage. Like, Jesus Christ. Things to never tell a MOBA player. I hope your main gets nerfed and reworked in an awful way. Yeah, that's a good one. I'll use that one on Takumi at some point. I bit my lip in front of the computer. I came close to imagining it in my mind, but I managed to shake off the delusion. I took a sip of soda to calm myself down. Damn that Grin. He was deliberately trying to ambush me, I knew it. Starting to believe the guys who say something occult is going on. Alright, no human could have done that. No reaction? How do you know so much about it? You're talking like you actually saw it. Well, I did, basically. You still don't care then? About New Gen? I'd rather spend my free time grinding in ESO than reading up on New Gen. That's all lightning fast Nightheart. He grinds like no mere mortal can. I didn't want to talk about New Gen, so I tried to change the subject as soon as possible. Anyway, check this out. Our inspiration, our idol. And then URL, well. I feel like I'm gonna get trolled. Last time this had happened, he trolled me with that what he was saying. He trolled me with what he'd said was a Guro image, and it turned out to be something stupid he drew. It was entirely possible he drew the opposite this time. Okay. Let me read the tips list. Forcing an orphan to play chaoshead will immediately cause a deep psychosis from the deep rage, and due to stressing his nervous system too far, he no longer feels anger and becomes a Buddhist monk. Lol. Anyway. Okay. I know what grinding is. Troll. Originally a method of fishing, where a baited hook was placed in the water to catch fish. Online, it refers to deliberately posting false information or provocative opinions in order to elicit a reaction from other users. Trolling with Guru? I'd be mad as well, since I actually wanted that. Anyway. Wait, you seriously don't know? Know what? Are you actually just that far behind everybody else? Shut up. So, what is it? What if I told you your beloved Seratan was involved? Really? Then I had to look at it. I didn't know Takumi was into that though. Fitting, seeing how he reacts to women. I don't get your point there, Armor. Could you elaborate, please? Anyway. Well, it looked like some kind of auction site. It probably wasn't a mental browser crash or anything bad like that, right? Wait, what is that? Browser crash. An image, web page, etc. that crashes a user's browser. Some of these can place extreme stress on the browser program, or cause the system itself to behave in unexpected ways. In the mid-2000s, it was common to paste these into anonymous message boards in an attempt to lure unwary users. The worst of them could even damage a user's computer. A mental browser crash is an image which causes severe psychological distress to the viewer. These images, however, do not harm the PC itself. I'm learning so much about old Japanese internet culture with this game. It's probably the only good part of this. Anyway. I clicked on the link, a little excited. Huh? There's a shortage of type B bloods? Oh, okay. I get it now, Armor. And yeah, I think you're correct. Yeah. What was this flyer? I'd seen it somewhere. Deja vu again. Anyway, where was the pic of Seratan? I scrolled the mouse wheel to go down the page. You've been trolled, my dude. There is no Seratan. He just baited you. Absolute idiots. Like, seriously, how are you this stupid? Did you actually believe that? Anyway. And I was suddenly met with what was clearly a Guro image. Yes, just like you said would happen. How are you... Anyway. I quickly look back toward the left monitor and close the browser. The Guro image had only been on my monitor for 3 seconds. I'd only really gotten a solid look at it for less than a second, but still. It's a pic of the Ford New Gen body. It was put up on an auction site before the media had reported on the murder. You could buy the victim's brutally murdered corpse, lol. In other words, the one who posted it has to be the New Gen killer. Crazy, huh? Their username for the auction was Vampire. I mean, it's obviously a throwaway name though, but the whole internet is going nuts. It's getting pasted to all kinds of different message boards. They're making memes of it too. The meme craftsmen were right on top of it. Yeah, I think I can, tell what meme craftsmen are. And there's a dying message in it too, in the image. A dying message. A dying message. On the wall, written in the victim's blood. I didn't realize that stuff was real. Maybe the killer's just doing it for the lols. Hello, Mr. Nightheart? Did you freeze on me? I'd only gotten to see the picture for a second. But still, it's a game. This whole world is a game. It's a fictional game. God, the denial. The image of those red letters sloppily painted on the wall was burned into my brain. I tried not to think about it, but each of them came into my mind in turn, as if accusing me. Why were those words? Why were they there? I knew those words well. I said those words often. They were a question I would ask no one in particular. I have never seen Grin talking that much. Different Grin. And Grin had said that to me when I logged into ESO. Each of the words was common by itself, but no one else used them the way I did. Whose eyes are those? And now to chapter 3. Hell yeah. 4 a.m. Shibuya is a city that never sleeps, but at this hour there were few people at Scramble Crossing in front of the station. Instead, the square was filled with taxis. And hasn't asked for Alice even once. Yeah, again, different Grin. Instead, the square was filled with taxis, there to ferry home drunks who couldn't wait for the first train. Most of the taxi drivers had their seats pulled back so they could nap. A few of them, though, took their jobs more seriously. They leaned forward on the wheel and watched the 107 building and Center Street. He looks like an anorexic Hulk decided to finish himself. A good one, Armor. Like, again, you're quite the wordsmith today. Anyway. Alice? Where's Alice? Not in this game. But tonight, they weren't watching for potential customers. They were watching with interest a cleaning crew that had appeared about half an hour earlier. Oh, just a sec. Do I have more pages, or do I only have, like, these ones? This is nothing, there are no... Okay. I don't think there were too many important decisions. Whatever, I'll be, like, saving here. How did they know it was a cleaning crew? Because each of the men wore a yellow armband with the words cleaning crew on it. I'm not even gonna comment on that. Otherwise, no one would have ever associated them with the term. OA, name 5 Black Souls characters or I will deal with you Leaf style. Okay, let's start. Grin, Mary Sue, a Prayer Master, like Alice, Red Hood. Like, that wasn't even like that hard, so I will do 5 more. Miranda, like Golden Goose, what's her name? Elizabeth Bathory. Let me think for a second. Yeah, Joan of Arc, and who else is okay? Oh, the Crestfallen Warrior. Okay. So yeah, you won't have to like do that to me. Anyway, the men were wearing black suits, and the whole time they'd been there, they show no signs of starting to clean anything. How dare you not to mention Mabel? I was trying to, like, limit myself to Black Souls 1 characters, since he didn't say, like, Black Souls series characters. He, like, only said Black Souls characters. So I tried to like limit myself to characters that were present on Black Souls 1. Took too long. Grin, deal with him in your usual methods. Oi, come on! Also, hello official, welcome to the stream. One of the men held a strange measuring device that looked like some kind of pendulum, and others were around him, using it to take readings of some kind. They weren't staying in one place either. They were going all around Scramble Crossing and taking measurements they would then write onto a piece of paper. Right now, they were directly under a traffic light, silently watching the pendulum device. It made a sound. Then they actually are like Men in Black type people. Point L28, 62 Mega G, a new high score. 38 points higher than last month, huh? Just what we thought. But no one in Shibuya that night was watching the cleaning crew that closely though. As soon as a passenger climbed into a cab, its driver quickly forgot about the cleaners. And most of the drunks had already passed out and were in no position to look at what was going on around them. The cabaret girls and prostitutes, finally free of the stress that came with smiling at nasty drunks for hours, were getting into taxis to quickly return home. And so no one realized that the government had not announced any plans to clean Scramble Crossing that night. The plot thickens. Even after the weekend ended, the furor over the fourth New Gen Madness case, the vampire, showed no signs of slowing down. The corpse of a man drained completely of blood, his skin turning a sickly, inhuman green. It was found in a toilet on the Shibuya Inokashira line. Not only that, a photo of the corpse was put up on an online auction site at about the same time the corpse was found. The bizarre, cruel nature of the murder meant that media and A-channel were sure to leap on it. Oh, okay. The message on the auction page had also attracted a lot of attention. There's a shortage of type B blood. Large numbers of tissue packets advertising blood donations with that exact same text had been handed out in Shibuya. You know exactly what the pregnant man case like is talking about, Arma. Don't you try to make this even more degenerate than it's supposed to be. I had a packet of them with me right now. Thinking back, that strange text wasn't an ad for blood donations at all. It was an announcement predicting the next murder. The cops were looking for the part-timers that had been handing them out, but nobody could find much of anything in the way of clues. There was something very different about Vampire compared to the previous cases. There have been signs of it during the Crucify case, but this latest murder really felt like a theatrical crime, a spectacle meant for public consumption. Teto, there are no pregnant men. Like, there is no MPreg on the stream. Like, Arma is being dishonest. There are no pregnant men. Don't get excited about this kind of shit. Also, no, you know what? I'm not going to ask. I'm not going to ask. This is supposed to be a safe for work stream. We're not gonna get into that. I wonder if the cases tell some story. Okay, let's go. You know what? A Fisher makes a good point there. So let's try to figure some stuff out before we continue. I'm going to be nice to you, Arma, and kindly ignore what you said there. Anyway, Group Dive was a case of 5 people unaliving themselves by jumping off a bridge. Then I think there was the pregnant man, the crucified man, and now Vampirer. Hey, come on, come on, come on. Like, that was like literally just a girl in underwear. Like, nothing too bad was shown on screen. Though, whatever, you get my point. Anyway. But seriously now, like, let's be serious for a second. Like, do you guys have any idea? It's a video format, Armor. Also, yo guys. Oh, hello son. We're trying to figure out, like, if the new gen murders are trying to, like, tell some kind of story. Let me put this on chat so it's easier for everyone to, like, follow along. There's no war in Ba Sing Se. Okay. One second, okay? Oh, it's not the game's OST. I unfortunately had to put on like a like some rights-free music because the game's actual OST like always got the strings copyrighted. Not yet, son. Not yet. Anyway. Okay, so these are the 4 new gen murders up until this point. So, like, do you think that it's trying to tell some kind of story? A Fisher like has some crack theory here that's trying to retell Jesus' story, but outside the like crucifixion murder, I don't see how it relates. But yeah, I will leave this comment here. If any of you like have like an idea of the kind of story that these murders are trying to tell, if any at all, please comment. For now, I'll continue with the game. Some pundits were suggesting things like bringing more cops into Shibuya or establishing a curfew for anybody under a certain age. But the number of young people visiting the city showed no sign of going down. Scramble Crossing and Center Street were as packed as ever. The net was in an uproar. Several snakes, or internet detectives, were going around Shibuya and giving live reports of what they saw. And a popular new phrase was spreading among the youth of the city. Whose eyes are those? Was spreading not just online but among the DQNs who walked around the streets of Shibuya. On 8chan, people were putting the phrase at the end of messages that had nothing to do with New Gen. This week's Blood Tune didn't have enough Satan. Whose eyes are those? The new weapons they added in the latest patch are shit. Whose eyes are those? You know what? That is an interesting theory, Fisher. Especially, like, with this being like the new gen murders, that new generation madness. Like, it's very possible that this could be like trying to make a commentary on society, uh, maybe about societal expectations and like unalivening in general, things like that. It's very possible that they're trying to make some kind of critique with the various specific murders. That is a good theory, actually. Let's see how it pans out. What kind of whose eyes are those? Is that fucking this game is a very accurate depiction of the internet, yeah. Like that. New Gen was nothing but a source of fun for the youth of the city, but to me it was an absolute nightmare. That said, 3 days after the vampire incident, I'd started to calm down. Of course, it was still in the back of my mind, but a solid weekend of ESO had helped me forget all the awful and unexplainable things that had happened. Today was a school day, and I even managed to make it through the day's classes by sleeping or thinking of rare ESO items. I grow up a little. No, you haven't. And so, like always, I headed to Ed Cafe after school ended. I was happy to see that my designated spot, room 37, was open. It'd been 2 weeks since the last time I'd come here. It was the first time there'd been such a long gap. The musty smell of the breeze coming from the air conditioner, the stench of the cigarette smoke clinging to the manga, the pleasant feeling of the reclining seats, and the silence, punctuated by the snoring of middle-aged men. That doesn't sound like a very inviting environment at all, but I'm guessing like different things for different people, right? It felt so good to be back. Whatever you say, buddy. I looked at the chat log for the PC in room 37 too. And what I learned was this whole thing was an act you put on. Shogun is you. I hadn't seen Yua since then. We were in different grades and I didn't go to school that often in the first place. So of course we wouldn't run into each other that often, but okay. Maybe it's a vengeance and they are being affected by what they did while alive. So maybe like it's some sort of like ironic punishment. Like maybe what you're saying is that maybe the group of people who jumped off a bridge were bullies that led someone to do the same thing. Or maybe the pregnant man was like a rapist of some kind. Up until this point, there is nothing suggesting that, but it's definitely like a good theory, like a good hypothesis, I should say. Let's see if which one pans out, or both, I don't know. Yua's delusions were crazy. I felt so bad for her. She must have a terrible mental disorder. The sheer projection of this guy, I swear. It was best to just ignore people like that. Things with Yua had just been a disaster from the start. I don't know, it seemed to be going pretty well before you threw a tantrum, you know. For the past 2 weeks, I'd been dragged into one mess after another. Till then, my life had been incredibly peaceful. The only person who talked to me was Misumi. Why was all this bizarre stuff happening to me lately? Me. You do realize that there are people out there dying, right? Like, the whole world doesn't revolve around you, you fucking... whatever. This is minor, like, it's really not that bad compared to everything else. I should relax. I didn't even want to think about any of it. The dying message was just a coincidence, I decided. God, the denial. It's almost palpable, I swear. I mean, they were all really common words. If somebody with a brain like mine could come up with 10, anybody could. I didn't care who that message was meant to reach. No, that wasn't it. I couldn't let myself care. Suddenly heard a noise nearby. I shuddered in my reclining seat, shocked. It was the sound of a phone ringing, but whose? The place was silent, so the ringing sounded really loud. I looked around, but I couldn't even see a phone. Oh, could it be... I suddenly had an idea and looked inside my bag. Just like I thought it was the phone I'd bought several days ago. Trembling, I looked at the screen. Phones were supposed to show the number of whoever was calling you, right? Should I pick up? But I really didn't like talking to people. Just pick up, man. Like, at least see if it's a scam caller, and then if it is, hang up on them. Who was calling me anyway? I hadn't given this number to anybody. The only ones who knew it were Nanami and the rest of my family. She put their names in my contacts too, even though I hadn't asked her to. Shut the fuck up. If the number dialing me was one registered in my contacts, it should display the number instead, which meant it wasn't my family. I get it, dude. Just pick it up already. Like, we don't need this whole, narration about, the smallest of things. So, who could it be? The phone kept ringing. Were people always this persistent when they called your cell phone? I never used one before, so I didn't know for sure, but it was really annoying. They just... oh... They were just barging into my private space and ringing my phone until I answered. Fisher has a good point too. If you really, don't want to talk to them, just, hang up. You really don't need to extend this much, you know? That was a violation of my privacy, wasn't it? That's why I never wanted a phone to begin with. Just click the fucking button, you muppets. Nowadays it shows if it's a spam call. I seen some phones being able to do this, but I think my phone isn't able to do this because it just shows up like a normal number to me. Maybe my phone is just old, like me. Yeah, that's probably it. Oh, it stopped. Relieved, I looked at the phone's liquid crystal screen. One missed call, it read. I didn't know who'd called, but I certainly didn't feel like calling back, so I decided to just ignore it. I should learn how to set up voicemail so this didn't happen again. Cell phones were such a pain. I didn't like phones anyway. I mean, they were really weird. How was anybody ever sure that the person they were talking to was really who they said they were? I think it depends. Most of the time it shows. There were a lot of phone scans out there, right? Did people just not bother to check? You can generally check by answering the fucking call. And anyway, but that happens too. I just couldn't understand how somebody could talk to someone else when they weren't even sure they were real. Doesn't that apply to you chatting with people on ESO too? Anyway, I understood the physics principles that let you talk to somebody far away via phone, but I still found it hard to believe. You use the internet regularly. How are you... Muppets. I swear. Or search the number online. When you talked on your phone, your voice was turned into an electronic signal. The signal was transmitted down a wire to the person on the other end, then turned back into a voice so they could be heard. There are websites telling you what... Okay. In other words, if you wanted to talk to somebody on the phone, your voice needed to be transformed a minimum of 2 times. What is the point of this conversation again? For a cell phone, first the electrical signals created from your voice were sent to a nearby cell tower. then transferred to a switching center via normal telephone lines. From there, they were sent to the tower nearest to the person you were talking to, and then sent via electromagnetic waves to their cell phone. It was an incredibly complicated and bizarre process. You use the internet. Like, it's an even more complicated process to send messages to there. How are you this? Anyway. Like, even when he's not trying to, he's so annoying. I can't with this guy. I genuinely can't. If my phone was being if my voice was being transformed into electrical signals, could the person I was talking to really hear every single thing I was saying exactly the way I said it? Wasn't there a chance that in the process of turning into an electrical signal, it could end up being turned into something else altogether? It would just turn into static interference. It's very, like, the chances of it turning into like another word or another sentence are astronomically small. Like, whatever. Anyway, for instance, say I call Nanami and instead of my voice being sent directly to her, it was sent to some weird building somewhere, and there somebody I never met could pretend to be Nanami, so like intercept the call. Okay, that's more reasonable. Yeah, like, it's very unlikely that someone would do that. Like, it's more trouble than it's worth, especially to do to like a normal person. But yeah, that is more reasonable. Okay. And there's somebody I'd never met could pretend to be Nanami. Maybe I wasn't even talking to a person. Could be talking to a I could be talking to a computer. Now you're just going schizo, like, genuinely. That's why talking on the phone was so scary to me. It was scarier than even talking to someone in person. You're not just a bitch, you're like the mega bitch. Like, how? I swear. I logged into ESO as Lisa lot, and 3 hours passed quickly. 1 second. Thank the maker. Okay. Anyway. I'll have to do something in the future. I don't know why I care at this point anymore. It'd been 2 weeks since I logged in as Lisa lot, but today I was able to do a great job with the character and was really satisfied. I left for home in a great mood. Center Street was loud and obnoxious as ever. I always hated it. And thanks to all the store's lights, it was so bright that it didn't feel like nighttime at all. Interesting. At the end of the well-lit street, I saw someone in the crowds and recognized them instantly. I froze. The girl was staring at me intently and ignoring the huge crowds around her. In the middle of Center Street, where it was hard to even walk among the endless streams of people, she was standing stock still, holding a huge sword on her shoulder. It was a bizarre scene, but nobody seemed to notice her sword. They parted around her like water in a stream breaking against a rock, moving by without the slightest change in expression. It was the girl I'd seen at the 107 building. She'd been there when I'd gone to buy a phone with Nanami. The shape of her sword, the suime uniform, the long black hair, it all meshed. This was the girl who had been watching the crowds from up the stairs at the 107 building. And I remember something else when I saw the intensity of her eyes as she looked at me. I'd seen her once at school too. I mean, obviously she goes to the same school as you, like that's not that unlikely. But anyway. Long, shiny black hair that extended down to her waist, oval eyes, a pretty but intimidating face. It was Girl B, the one who had so rudely asked, "Who are you?" in the hallway after school last week. You refer to people as if they were NPCs, but because, like, some girl raised her voice a bit at you and asked you a normal question, like, she's rude. I'm not even gonna bother anymore. Why was she glaring at me anyway? I turned around to see if anyone was there, just in case I was being self-conscious. Thought maybe there would be someone she knew behind me, but there wasn't. She was looking at me with something that bordered on outright hostility in her eyes. Yeah, it was me she was after. I flinched. This must be how a frog feels when a snake is bearing down on it. Okay, but this is like genuinely scary. Like, imagine a person with a sword like that looking at you with aggressiveness in like their eyes. Like, yeah, okay, that's reasonable. Like, feeling fear in this situation is very reasonable. Yeah. There was no way I could glare back. It was hard for me to even meet her gaze. I had no choice but to look down. I should run away, I thought. Fair. Yeah, the most reasonable thing you said this whole string. Usually I take a left at the intersection where she was standing and head across the bookfet, but today I'd go around the front of the station. There were a lot of people there, but it was still better than dealing with some scary 3D girl. She might be trying to mug me. Even when you're being reasonable, you still have to be like this. Whatever, I don't even know why I bother with this kind of stuff anymore. If I saw a girl in a high school uniform on the street with a giant ass fucking Chunibyo sword looking at me like that, I would laugh my ass off. I mean, her sword looks real enough that I probably wouldn't, but like, I can see like your point if you thought it was a toy or something. It looked like Girl B was alone, but it was possible that she had a bunch of her DQN buddies lying in wait, and they were trying to lure out and beat me up. Well, I wasn't going to fall for it. I turned around and couldn't believe what I saw. What? Huh? What did I walk in on? There's a chaoshead string. Like, you're in the middle of me streaming like that game with the protagonist I totally love. I think you've been through like some chaoshead streams, so like they shouldn't be too unfamiliar to you, right? Hopefully. If it is, I'll try to explain it to the best of my ability. Huh? For some reason, Girl B was there. I quickly turned around and looked at the intersection where she'd been standing a moment ago. She wasn't there. Okay, now this is genuinely scary. Like, this girl got like powers or something. Like, you have to just run away, dude. I looked ahead of me again. She was still there, holding her sword and glaring at me. When did she get in front of me? The sword part is kind of surprising. Oh, that's a mystery, like, at this point as well, so don't worry. Like, I'm pretty sure everyone here knows as much about these things as you do. So, again, don't worry, it's like, you won't be lost, essentially. Nobody could be that fast. You'd practically have to teleport. How was she able to tell I turned around anyway? Hey. Her voice was shockingly clear. I desperately looked around. I wanted to believe that she was talking to someone else. I searched as hard as I could for that someone else she might have meant to address when she said, hey. But of course, there wasn't anyone. The only people nearby were a group of salarymen. They looked towards her for a moment, but quickly realized she wasn't talking to them and kept moving. Suddenly, she took a step toward me. That was all I needed to be fully sure. Girl B was after me. Can you see it? Okay, now you should probably fucking run. I was terrified. No girl in my 17 years had ever been aggressive towards me. I have to hold myself back from saying something here. Tsubaki Kirimiya, known as Tsunko, could be really mean when she was in a tsundere mood, but not even she was this bad. Okay, what's that? Oh, it's just talking about tsundere, and he's probably just talking about a character. Okay. Also, she was a 2D character from an age game called Thermidor. Even as my brain was thinking about tsundere age games, Girl B was still getting closer. She's not aggressive, she's just being friendly. I don't think those are friendly eyes. She was a girl. How could she be this intense and scary? I thought it was strange, but the reason was actually quite simple. Because she's holding a huge ass sword like it's nothing. The intensity of her eyes, that and the huge sword she was carrying. They do this in Idaho. It had an extremely unusual shape for a sword. In an anime, it would have looked really cool, but if you try to use it in the real world, it would probably be completely useless. It had to be from a mecha anime or something. Were there any new mecha anime lately? You should probably just stop thinking about bullshit and just run, you know? I knew it was a cosplay prop, but it looked so sharp, so strong, like the slightest touch could take your finger clean off. It was such a strange weapon. I asked if you could see it. Girl B was within 2 meters of me now. If she swung that sword, it was sure to reach me. Fucking dumbass. I quickly took a step back, but it was too late. She got even closer. And then she really swung it. Yeah, I'm not using any delusions here. I'm just going to see the scene for what it is. Ah! I crouched to the ground, my head in my hands. If I hadn't dodged, it would have hit me right in the head. It probably wouldn't have actually cut me, but with that speed it could have probably given me a concussion or caved my skull in. Please don't hurt me. What are you doing? I was so freaked out that I could barely speak. Okay, this is the first time in this game that I'm at least partially in Takumi's side. Like, I think his emotions are quite reasonable for the situation. Girl B was looking down at me coldly. There was something wrong with her, the way she was swinging around a sword in this crowd. Was she a serial killer? Well, maybe she was the new gen killer or working with a demon girl? But please don't hurt me. Don't kill me. I was shaking. I was about to piss my pants with fear. What's gotten into you? I just asked if you could see it. You literally swung it at him. Like, girl, like... Come on. You need to be a bit more reasonable. Like, than that. Obviously, he'd be scared. No panty shot? Like, maybe there would be one if I had chosen the, like, horny delusion, but no. And wouldn't a panty shot, like, kind of ruin the mood of the scene? Like, I don't think... Anyway. What was she talking about? If I couldn't see it, would she kill me? I couldn't answer if she wouldn't tell me what I was supposed to be seeing. Calm down a little. I'll ask again. This sword, the D sword, can you see it? Huh? The D sword? Don't joke. I never heard that word before. He had to be talking about that sword she was holding. I decided to nod. Of course I could see it. How could I not? It was huge, and she was holding it in the middle of Center Street. I mean, maybe in Akihabara I wouldn't have noticed it, but Shibuya wasn't an anime town. That sword looks like something from Halo. Fair, I think I can see the resemblance, yeah. This sword. Of course it wouldn't ruin it. Scary and sexy go together like PB and J. Some people like seem to think that horror and ecchi like mix really well. That's why a lot of people, for example, like Corpse Party, the remake, because they do that a lot. But I don't think I could agree, man. I don't like when ecchi gets mixed in with horror, personally. Honestly, if a girl attacked me with a sword in the street like this, I would probably swoon. Why am I not surprised? Anyway, welcome to the stream, Evil Bookman. I think you just got here. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure this is your first message. I'm pretty sure fear and arousal share a lot of new architecture. Again, maybe to most people that's true, but to me, I just can't mix the two together. From murder to marriage, so romantic. Not gonna touch that with a 10-foot pole. I see. So you were gathered here too? Huh? Gathered? Who was gathered? And by who? They do. That's basically part of the genre. Even American slasher movies have those scenes. Again, I get that a lot of horror media like do that, and seems like it works for a lot of people. I'm just saying that to me they don't mix, you know? Then congratulations, you have slightly non-standard wiring. I mean, that's not too surprising, honestly. But anyway, I was here of my own free will, at least. Bro's amygdala sees reason. Have you seen an error? Do you think they would have a Q log in that universe? If our protagonist got bodied here, would it say girl B beyond Takumi loser 666? I want to see that. I want to see that so bad. Anyway. Please to speak Japanese, thanks. Okay, let's see what that means. It's a short to please to speak, used to tease someone who's saying things you can't understand, and tell them to speak more clearly. Okay. Was what I wanted to say, but I didn't have the courage. If I said the wrong thing, she'd probably stab me. I didn't have any idea what she was talking about anyway. If you see one, tell me. She turned away after she said that. Her skirt flew up as she turned, and I almost saw her panties. Yeah, I think you guys have a point. Like, he went from scared to aroused, like, really fucking quick. Like, how can you even think anything sexual in this situation? Whatever. American movies like to use sexuality to enhance the horror aspect, probably since it makes the victim seem vulnerable and such, but using scariness to enhance attractiveness of a character is where it's at. Anyway, the joke is the amygdala in fact does not see reason. It is very reactive. It's like it's in the lizard brain. Okay. I quickly close my eyes. I'm Sena Aoi. I'm a third-year student. I'll be at the train car in front of Hachiko. I opened my eyes, and the girl who'd call herself Sena was no longer there. I stood there in complete confusion, and it was only after I got back to the base that I realized I hadn't understood a single thing she said. Wait, is this just Toka? What is she doing here? I think she is... No, this is like beginning Toka. Like before she actually fell in love with Shido. Yeah. Of all the things to have... of all the weeks to have to go to school 3 times, what a depressing day. Hey! I heard a strange cry a few meters away from me. It was so sudden my body jerked in surprise. I looked toward the source of the noise and... Brother! What did you do this time, Takumi? Nanami ran over to me at incredible speed. I tried to escape, but it was too late. She got in front of me, blocking me in. She'd always been really athletic. Hey, why did you try to run when you saw your little sister? You know why, Nanami. Like, you should be used to, like, this guy's shenanigans at this point. Is chaoshead just date alive without the date? No, it's nowhere near close. There are some similarities, but like, no. Or the live. A good one. Because you're obnoxious, obviously. Look, you got all quiet again. Really, why did my sister decide to go to Suimei Academy? Of all the places she could have gone, it was a huge pain from my perspective. I'm not even angry anymore, I'm just tired. I really am just fucking tired of this guy. I really... Anyway. Whenever I saw her at school, she'd come over and annoy me. Hey, how's the phone? Are you using it? You're not, are you? It's been a while since you got it. You haven't called home once. I tried to walk fast to shake her off, but she followed me, refusing to give up. At least call home and let them know you're alive. That's why we bought it for you. Why didn't Takumi have a coming to God moment after almost getting sekibanked? He should be nicer after that. Lol, Lamau, you really think anything is going to dissuade this dude from being the worst person in existence? Like, come on, man. You should know not to have like any sort of hope for this guy. Like, he's beyond saving. If you really don't want to, you can call my phone, I guess. Mom's really worried. Yeah, Fisher summarized that very well. There's no hope for Takumi Pew. Are you eating right anyway? You're just eating junk food from the convenience store, aren't you? You're not cut out for living on your own. Come home. You know what? You really should. I know Takumi is not going to take her up on it, but like he really, she's just right. You know, just go home to your family, dude. Like, you have no reason to be doing this. You're not cut out to be living alone. Like, there's a serial killer on the loose. Like, there's really zero reason why you shouldn't just go back home. Like, it's entirely to your benefit. And to, like, the benefit of the people around you. But of course you're not gonna do that because you're idiot. Your stupidness knows no bounds. But anyway. You understand how it feels for me to watch you live like this? I'm really worried. Shut up. What is your problem? Are you my mom? No, but your mom is also really worried. And like your sister too. Why? I don't even have like the energy to be angry. I'm just done. I'm mentally checked out, honestly. And why do you have to talk about this in the middle of the street anyway? I'm already in a bad mood and you're just making it worse. I'm not going to read what you just typed, Big Pew, but yeah, that's pretty much like how he thinks. It's incredibly embarrassing to have to go to school with your younger sister next to you. You have no friends, you have no social life. You like have no reputation. Like, what do you have to be embarrassed about? Like, why is this? Anyway. Sure, it happened a lot in Age games. In fact, I loved it when it happened in Age games, but Nanami wasn't nearly as good as a 2D girl. Is this what regret feels like? Probably, yeah. I'm not even gonna bother addressing this. Somebody give me a cuter little sister. You don't even deserve the one you already have. Like, you don't deserve a cuter little sister. You absolute, like, a worthless piece of, like, meat. Like, you're nothing. You're nothing but, like, worthless biomass. Like, cancer. Like, literal cancer cells have more of a reason to exist than you do. Like, you don't deserve this. If anything, you actually deserve the more realistic little sister who, like, would probably be kicking you in the balls, which would be, like, incredibly cathartic. Anyway. Nanami and I walked towards school, side by side, a bad mood simmering between us. I looked at her, hoping I could get a chance to escape before we reached the school gates. She'd been so mad a moment ago, but now she was quiet and seemed kind of out of it. Her eyes looked at me like they were drifting out of focus. Or was that my imagination? Her footsteps were unsteady. Just as I realized something was wrong, she stepped out into the road. A car was coming right in front of her. Hey, watch out! I grabbed her and pulled her close. The car drove past, its horn blaring. She narrowly avoided being run over. Oh, wait. Like, did that just happen? Did Takumi just do something good for once in his life? Like, is this actually happening? Wait. Now this is exciting. Calm down. Hey, what are you doing? Huh? What? She seemed confused. Her eyes were blinking rapidly. Why did I just do that? Huh. Was she a total moron? Okay, we're back to normal. Why did I get excited? Why didn't she know what she just done? Just to be clear, this wasn't Moe at all. Not Moe in the slightest. Do you have not an ounce of concern for your little sister? Like, there was a chance. There was a tiny chance. Anyway. What are you doing? Are you trying to get run over by a car? Was there a car? Of course there was. Was she going senile on me? Hey brother, do you hear that wheel sound? Huh? What was she talking about? I hadn't heard anything at all. Oh, I think this is a clue. A clue to what exactly? I heard the sound and I started to feel kind of weird. And over there, Nanami pointed to the corner. I saw Mo and Dad standing there and calling me for the new gen case. Actually it could be, yeah. Like, maybe what's causing this is also related to what just apparently tried to distract Nanami and get her killed. And apparently she had some kind of illusion before, like, that caused that. So, that could be, honestly. Let's see. I looked where Nanami pointed. It wasn't my parents there, just some creepy guy. He wore a checkered shirt, fingerless gloves, jeans with the legs rolled up, and white sneakers. The backpack he also wore was stuffed full. He looked like any otaku you'd see in Akihabara. And he even had a video camera in his hand. Maybe he was some kind of peeping Tom. You just have to assume the worst about people. You know what, I say that, but like, this is now me projecting. Like, I also like just think the worst of people. Like, I'm a very negative person. Like, so yeah, I'll take the L there. Okay. Hey, don't point at people. What a rude little sister she was. Why would our parents be here anyway? Our home was back in Shimokitazawa. So what has happened so far today? That's weird. I know I heard them calling me. Gummy-gun, like... okay. Let me do the same summary as I did before. Chaoshead is a mystery game about, like, Takumi, who is pretty much a hikikomori otaku who like has begun to get involved in a series of like serial murders called the New Gen murders, and has to unwittingly like try to learn more about them, all while like experiencing various weird events involving various like women in his life. Shimo Kitazawa, he lives with Bochi? What a twist. So yeah, that is like the story for today. The man looked at us. He was pointing his camera at me and Nanami. Ew, what was his problem? Let's go, Nanami. I got scared and ran away, leaving my sister behind. Anyway. Brother, wait for me. Couldn't even just like hold her hand and like walk her away. Couldn't like have that tiny bit of consideration, I swear. I managed to ignore Nanami until we got to school. Yeah, I played it before. I just want to know what happened so far. Like, it'd be way too hard to like compress everything. I'll just say that I'm on chapter 3. We just met, what was her name? Senna. And like, we just saw her holding a sword that apparently no one else could see. The peeping Tom can have her. Oi, how dare you say that about my angel? How dare you say that about Nanami? Then headed down the bustling hallway toward my own class. When I walked down the hall, I always walked on the side. I'd always make sure to go at the proper speed, not too fast and not too slow. Make sure to keep my head down so I didn't meet anybody's gaze. Those were my 3 rules. I needed to be like the air, invisible. If I didn't want to stand out, that was my way of surviving in this world. Yo, Taku! Once again, however, someone appeared who would make doing so impossible. Misumi ran up to me from behind and, as always, gave me a too friendly slap on the shoulder. Morning. At least say hello. Well, I know that's not really your thing, I guess. Hey, I told you about that girl in Class D, right? Like the one who's really hot but never comes to school. Her name is Ayase Kishimoto. So is sister best girl for you still? Yes, definitely. But then again, like, I haven't spent too much time with the other female characters besides like Nanami and like Yua. So it's hard to like judge up until this point. But yeah, for me, like Nanami is still best girl. And I made a huge discovery about her. He suddenly lowered his voice and looked around to make sure nobody was listening. He was probably about to say something dirty again. I felt vaguely sick and was ready to let out a huge sigh. You know Faz, right? But when I heard what he said, I gasped. This Kishimoto girl is actually Faz. I couldn't believe it. Faz is a student at our school. And she is in our grade too. For some reason, he decided to lean out a nearby window and look up at the sky with an expression of joy. This must be fate, right? We were on the 3rd floor. If he slipped and fell, he'd snap his neck and die. I felt tense just watching him. He leaned forward even further and looked down at the entrance to the school. Ayase is my #1 girl in this. Let me just Google something real quick. Because I'm bad with names, so I want to know exactly who you're talking about. Just a sec, okay? Oh, Ayase Kishimoto, the girl they were just talking about. Like, I really am going fucking senile. God damn it. Anyway, like, great taste, honestly. Again, I still prefer the sister, at least for now, but like, great taste. Pretty much everyone here, I think, liked her too. He leaned forward even further and looked down at the entrance to the school. Oh, great timing, Taku. I found Kishimoto. She's coming here now. Huh? That was a crazy coincidence. Maybe there was some kind of faded connection between them, like he said. Not that I care. Okay, I'm gonna ambush her. Watch, Taku. I'll show you my pickup techniques. There was a note of total confidence in his voice. Must be nice to be attractive. Picking up girls was a foreign world to me. Not that it was one I had any interest in. A minute or so later, Fez, her real name was Ayase Kishimoto, right? Appeared. Misumi was right, it was clearly her. I stood back a good distance away and looked at her carefully. It was a shock to see that she was the same age as me. Fez was wearing her Suimei uniform and walking slowly with a look of ennui on her face. She looked like a completely different person than the way she'd been on stage. When she was singing, there had been a sense of power and motion in her voice, even when she was speaking softly. But now she just looked kinda sad and unapproachable. Misumi must have seen it and decided to deliberately ignore it, because he walked right up to her side with the same overly friendly attitude he always used with me. Hey, Kishimoto, good morning. Wow, what a brilliant but completely fake smile. White hair tomboy. Sorry to disappoint you, Teto, but I don't think she's a tomboy. Like, Ayase is more of a goth than a tomboy. If you really want tomboys, I think Senna's your girl, like the one with the black hair. Yeah, I love her personality and her goth punk rock look. How could you act that way with somebody you never met before? He was an inspiration, an idol, but not someone I wanted to copy, not in the slightest. Hey, I'm Daisuke Misumi. Nice to meet you. Oh, you think it's our first time meeting, right? But it's not. I went to Phantasm's concert the other day, you see. So we actually met once before. I don't think that counts, but okay. And you know, the way you were singing then, it was just like awesome, you know. I mean, I'm not a trend chaser. The lyrics and the fact that you're cute, that was a part of it. But what really amazed me was just how good your band was. Like, it's the perfect match for your vocals. You know, I've been thinking I want to start a band. Could you tell me how to find good band members, or like give me some band related advice? Oh, I know you're probably busy now. You got time after school? Want to go somewhere where we can have a nice long chat? Misumi kept talking and talking. The way he spoke was different than usual, and his voice was louder and more cheerful. And he wasn't directly hitting on her either. He was talking about her band as an excuse to go out with her. Very, very smooth player. I never heard anything about Misumi wanting to start a band. It had to be a lie. I understood now. He wasn't just hoping the two of them had something in common. He was setting it up so that they would. I got a skin mode where all the girls are wearing their pantsuit and bra instead in full game. I have that too, it's just that I can't use it on stream for obvious reasons. Oh yeah, I remember what I wanted to say. This is unironically something that like my father used to do. Like that man would do like anything for pussy. Like in his like college years, right? He joined political movements, he joined clubs, he like attended classes. Uh he literally like joined activist groups all to get like the hottest girl there. Like the man was the man was trying to date as many people as possible. Like he was really dedicated to the art, I guess. Anyway, but now I actually want to see like the scene for like what it is. I'm not using any delusions here. Paz didn't even look at him. He walked right down the hallway as if she didn't hear anything at all. So he thinks with his hot dog. Pretty much, yeah. Hello? Are you listening? Fast suddenly stopped. She looked up ever so slightly and slowly and looked right at me. Huh? Me? I remember how it felt like Faz was looking at me at the concert. Over the last 2 weeks, a lot of 3D girls had been staring at me. What was going on with that? Had I suddenly gotten really attractive? Definitely not. Political movements gotta have that Republican, conservative, socialist, liberal pussy. I wish I was joking, but he unironically did that. Yeah. And again, it wasn't just political movements, it was activist groups too. Like my man literally joined like Greenpeace just because he wanted to get with a girl there. Like he didn't even believe in any of like the movement's like tenets. He just wanted to get with one of the girls there because he found her attractive. And like he even attended like classes for a completely different course to his own. Like he was trying to get a math degree, right? And he attended like medical classes because like a girl he liked was in medical school. So yeah, my man was dedicated. Man was on the mission. Hey, what's with the circle things what's with the circle thing anyways? This is the delusion mechanic. Like if you click on the green one, you get like a horny delusion by Takumi. If you click on the red one during the scene, you get a violent delusion by Takumi. And if you don't click on anything at all, you just see reality for what it is, with no delusions. That's what the mechanic is about. Yeah, he must have gotten all the pussy. I thought it was a joke. Literal Greenpeace. Yeah, anyway. I like happy delusions in this game, they're sexy. I use all the positive ones on Ayase. I used a positive one on Ayase as well. But for this one, I just want to see like the reality. So in general, I try to avoid using the delusions unless I'm really like curious about something. But anyway. I looked away, of course, so my gaze only met hers for a second. Also, if you use then, does it change the story? I don't know. It seems like it's affecting the story in some minor ways, but I have no idea, honestly. I'm assuming so, because it doesn't make much sense for like then to have this whole mechanic if it's not going to affect anything. But yeah, for now it has had very minor effects. Find it, quickly, the sword. Paz suddenly spoke. Her words were cold and soft. I couldn't tell if they were directed to me or Misumi. The sword? Find it, and you'll be saved. Paz looked down without waiting for an answer and began to walk once more. She went past us and into Class D's classroom. Both me and Misumi watch her go, confused. Hey, Taku! I could tell he was in a bad mood. Despite all his best efforts, Faz had completely ignored him. Having someone refuse to even acknowledge you exist must be pretty painful. I was used to that though. I never had my pride just destroyed like that. First time for everything, right? See it as a, positive experience. What is this Legend of Zelda tier side quest? What exactly are you referring to? Anyway. You're ruining my self-confidence, damn it. If you think she's special just because she's a little famous, oh god, don't go there, my man. Don't do that. Man, I'm never talking to an icy bitch like that again. And you were so good too. You just had to go Takumi mode, just because you were rejected, I swear. Gensokyo Odyssey ruined my humor. What a pain. Her telling Takumi to find the oh, okay. Yeah. No, but this is related. I think, it's being heavily, insinuated by the story that, the girls have some kind of power to use those swords that apparently no one else can see. And since Takumi can see it, that must mean that he has his own sword. I think that's what the story is trying to get at. He gets paranoid of other girls if he has bad delusions of them, and good ones of the girl he gets their ending. But you just get the normal ending if in your first playthrough. Oh, okay. So it's one of those games where you have to play multiple times to get, other endings. Yeah, I'm just warning you guys, right out the gate, I'm not doing that. I'm just getting the normal ending. And, if we do get, some of the other endings, it will be a while later, okay? Just saying. What the hell did she mean anyway? Find the sword. The sword. Did she mean that thing at the concert? The one that looked like a mic stand? Come to think of it, just 2 days ago, someone else had asked me about a sword. The girl named Senna, she was really scary. I thought she might actually kill me. That sword she'd been holding was shaped differently, but it was similar to the one that Faz... Oh, nice. Glad I could, make you interested in the game, Fisher. I say... God damn it, Gummy Gun. Is this just going to turn into Fate, where you have to fight every random sword-wielding woman you see in the halls? Probably not. This is more of a mystery story, so I'm guessing it's not going to go in this direction. That sword she'd been holding was shaped differently, but it was similar to the one that Faz had at the concert. Was there some kind of connection between the two? I didn't understand. There was far too much I didn't understand. Shogun, the demon girl, Yua, Faz, Senna, the swords. Like always, whenever I didn't understand something, I made a little list inside my head. I thought about adding myself to the bottom of the list, but I stopped. I was just fine. It was everything else around me that was weird. Yeah, I was just fine. Was Faz on my side, or was she my enemy? That was all I needed to know, but I didn't have the courage to ask, to talk to her. Do you have the courage for anything? Anyway, don't answer that. I know the answer. Yeah, I play a normal ending next time. I'm going to play Aya's ending next time I played it. Oh, okay. So you already played it, you got the normal ending, and now you're going for the Aya's ending. Okay. Today I went to Animate instead of going to At Cafe. Why? To get my long-awaited Blood Tune Seiratan post-awakening version figure. When I bought it, I saw an image of Yua's face in my mind for just a second, but I quickly shut down that line of thoughts. There was a Seiratan display at the store, and the figure they had out for show was every bit the quality work I'd come to expect from its designer, Yoshio Kijima. Time to head home and stare at every inch of her body. Anyway, all I had to do to be happy was play ESO and stare at Seiratan once in a while. So why were these 3D people bringing all their problems to me? Why did this keep happening? Plep, 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 I say I love you. Man's dedicated to his wife, well, I'll give him that. As I forgot all about Fez and the swords and was happily returning to the base, Bongumi. Well, he isn't as bad too horny. Well, to be fair, he isn't as bad as like Teto yet, so I don't think there's a need to bonk him just yet, you know? If he gets Teto bad levels of horniness, then yeah, bonk. Oh, also, yeah, like this is why I titled the stream like that, because like this is probably the part where our protagonist is going to be interrogated by the police. I ran into a pair of men who looked out of place, just 50 meters or so from home. I tried to avert my gaze and avoid them, but one of them was clearly looking directly at me. Hey you, can we talk for a minute? The one who spoke to me first was an unimpressive looking middle-aged man, the kind you might see at a betting track. His hair was a mess, and he had a stubble on his chin. His suit was tattered, and his necktie wasn't tied right. His leather shoes showed no sign of ever being cleaned, and he just looked like an overall loser. Look who's talking. For some reason he was waving a cheap 100 yen paper fan at himself, which only added to the impression that he was one of life's losers. He had a dopey look on his face too, a really stupid looking grin. But when I met his gaze for a second, I saw no traces of that stupid grin reflected in them. There was nowhere to run. As I stood there unsure of whether or not to answer, the two of them walked over to me. Here, this is my ID. He took out a black notebook with an ID on the flap and showed it to me. It was a police notebook, like you saw on TV shows. They'd finally come for me. There was only one reason I could think of, the crucified killing. Nah, I'm going to do all the other girls in chaoshead and save Ayaze for last, since she's my favorite. Just decided the little sister ending first. Okay. Can we talk for a minute? Of course, you don't have to if you don't want to. Oh, don't get so tense, really. We just want to ask a few questions. There was absolutely no pressure in his voice, but the other detective with him, the younger one, had a stern look on his face and had quietly moved to block my path. I started to sweat. If I said the wrong thing here, they might think I was the killer and arrest me. Please no. I gave up on running and nodded very slightly. Very intelligent of you, for once. So, have you heard of the so-called new generation madness? I knew it. I wiped the sweat off my brow and nodded. Then, of course, you know about the third case, right? Crucified. It happened nearby. We're looking for witnesses. Oh, can I get your name? I gulped. Was this whole thing a Koumei's trap? Maybe they were just pretending to be police, trying to get me to reveal my private information so they could use it for something bad. Or maybe they were working with the demon girl. You don't want to answer? There was no way to be sure either way. What should I do? If I gave them a fake name, they might arrest me. Yeah, I think it's on your best interest, whatever the case, to just give your name. Oh, you're worried about the Protection of Personal Information Act. Do I look that sketchy? You do. That friendly way you're talking to me is just an act, right? Taku. Takumi Nishijo. In the end, I couldn't come up with any brilliant plans to talk my way out of this, so I decided to just tell the truth. Takumi Nishijo, is that right? I nodded. Really? Huh? What the hell did that mean? I was nice enough to give you my real name. Why are you reacting like that? And excuse me, forget that I said that. His laugh was a little too loud to be real. It echoed throughout the quiet streets. I want to go home. So, I see from your uniform that you're a student at Suimei. What year are you in? Did I have to tell him that too? Second... Sorry, I couldn't hear you. I'm getting old. My hearing is going. Can I get you to say that again? Second year. Second year. Got it, thanks. So, Nishijo, I want to ask you where you were and what you were doing between 6 and 10 p.m. on the 29th of last month. Was this one of those alibi things? Did they suspect I done it? No way. No, we don't think you did it or anything. Just, if you were in the area when the crime took place, we were wondering if you saw anybody suspicious or heard any weird sounds, things like that. There's 2 lollies in this game saying that's a main girl. I wonder who's going to be better in this for you when she comes. Oh, we already got a glimpse at Mute Girl, I think you're talking about. And, like, yeah, I'm going to have to interact a bit more with her to see if I like her or Nanami better. The way he talked was starting to really make me mad. Maybe it was some kind of special technique he used to anger the people he was talking to. But I had seen someone suspicious. I gotten a clear look at them. I wasn't sure if it was safe to tell him though. What if I did and the demo girl came after me? For now she seemed to be leaving me alone, but she had Shogun with her, and he could see the future. She must have had all kinds of crazy powers herself. It was the only explanation. If I told the police about the demon girl, she might find out about it with her clairvoyant powers, and then she might come to kill me. So, Nishijo, is it that hot out today? That she does. My pulse quickened. If I didn't answer, they were sure to think I was the criminal. It felt like if I said I hadn't seen anything, they'd see right through me. The man waved his fan at me. Cool air ruffled my hair. It's autumn now, not summer. It shouldn't be hot enough to make you sweat. Well, I guess everybody's different. It was strange to hear that from a man who carried a fan around, but he was right. It wasn't that hot today. It was a pleasant temperature, if anything. I wiped away the sweat from my brow with my sleeve. I didn't do it. Oh? His eyes changed. I knew I'd screwed up, but I didn't know how. What didn't you do? He suspected me. I had to tell him. I stared at the cover of the manhole near my feet as I yelled. I saw it. I hate the cop guy in a blue suit. Again, I haven't, how do I say this? I haven't, like, interacted with him enough to really form an opinion. So, I can't say I understand it quite yet. There was a girl at the scene of the crucified killing. Her hands were all bloody. She was in front of the body. There were all these stakes pounded into it. There had to be over 500. It was crazy. The body looked like a porcupine. She looked at me and said, "I'm so glad," and she smiled. Then he's just spilling everything. That girl is a demon. She's not even human. The new gen killer is something beyond human. She can see the future. She has all these powers. Only then did I realize that the two detectives were looking at me with their mouths wide open in shock. Maybe they didn't believe me. I fell silent again. A demon, huh? I see, that's good. Solid evidence. Really? Yeah, I totally understand. This is really valuable. Nah, just saying I hate the way this guy acts. No spoilers. Please have the police protect me. First, do you know how old she is? What was she wearing? What her face looked like? Suimei. Suimei? You mean Suimei Academy? She wore a Suimei uniform. So she's a student at your school. He thought for a moment and then grinned. It was hard to tell if his next words were a question or a whisper. What year would you say she was in, this girl? What year do you think she was in, Nishijo? I don't know. Alright, what do you think her name is? I don't know. I don't know the demon girl's name. How about her height? Wait, what about her... What? Who was this guy? Was he making fun of me? How the hell would I know any of that? I don't have the magic power of determining a girl's measurements just by looking at her, like the hero of some harem manga. I see, if you're not answering, it means you don't know, right? That's fine, just fine. Thanks for your cooperation. We're going to have to take this back to the station and consider it. Really? The older detective made a motion with his hand to silence the younger one, and then shot him a meaningful glance. Oh, Nishijo, can we get your number? Huh? Why? They didn't believe me after all. They thought I was crazy. They were going to accuse me of doing it. Well, there's that demon, was it? We need to protect you from her, right? Oh, I see. Good, they believed me. God, you're so gullible. I'd feel so much better if the police were protecting me. Of course, maybe even the police couldn't do anything about a demon. But it was better than being alone. You know, you wouldn't be alone if you just went back home, you know? Just... Anyway. Feeling a little relieved, I took out my phone and showed the detectives the number. The younger one copied it down. Thanks for your time. The police will make sure you're safe, so don't worry about a thing. Also, we might call if we have more questions, alright? At least the dark brown hair guy, like, a little more nice when he talks to you. Okay. So, you don't like him because of his attitude, and you like him for similar reasons. I see. Make sure you pick it up, okay? Right now you're an important person to us. Wait, I don't think he mentioned the hair at least. He means the dark brown hair guy. Like, I think he means this one. Oh, you talk about Takumi. Okay. Yeah, he didn't mention that she has pink hair. Yeah. Huh? Your testimony is a big clue. It might help us solve this case. See you later. The two of them bowed and quickly left. The younger one was looking back at me and whispering something to his partner. The older one was walking quickly and ignoring him. I let out a deep sigh. Wow, that was nerve-wracking. I've never been interrogated by a real police officer. It was pretty scary, but they seemed to believe me, maybe. I hoped the police would catch the demon woman. But everybody said the police were competent, right? So I shouldn't get my hopes up too much. Only then did I notice how thirsty I was, so I bought a little bottle of soda for a nearby vending machine. The post-awakening costume is so hot, you can totally see her panties. I like that though. Anyway. Her face is so cute. It's not quite like in the anime, but it's every bit as sexy as you'd expect from Yoshio Kijima. I think this is probably just good job. Good job, man. Oh wow, her jacket can cast off too. From this angle, she looks practically naked. Yahoo! The way her hair seems like it's moving is great. The hair is what really makes the post-awakening version special. I always thought, and I was right, Takumi is not all about pantsu. it is to this guy, that's for sure. Now it's finally time for the panties. Let me see. They obviously put a lot of effort into designing the V-zone. Okay, I'm just going to have to assume that it's like the vagina zone, whatever, anyway. Takasugi is a Japanese internet expression meaning too high. This particular expression is a complicated kanji pun of the type that was popular on the internet message boards in the mid-2000s. Has long since fallen out of fashion, however, and attempts to use it in modern-day Japan will likely be met with bewilderment. The way it wrinkles is very realistic. Oh, is this crease? Oh, wow, this is awesome. Truly Takasugi quality. Good job, Takumi, you stripped your figure. Now what? From what I understand, there are certain figures that are called cast-offs, where you can take off the clothes and then put them back on, like, with a piece. So, like, he probably didn't, like, break it or anything. The average Japanese otaku. I do not hate this guy as much. Only thing I do not like about him, main guy, is how much of a coward he is. Okay. It just... I shouldn't get into it. Let's just continue to play the game. I think the 5th Sera figure might turn out to be the greatest of them all. Don't think they could make a better one, really. Kijima is a true master. Yes, that's what I mean. Like, oh, I think you're saying, like, you stripped the figure. Now what? Like, you don't see a point in doing that. Like, yeah, I think I get what you mean now. Yeah. Fair. Yeah, that makes more sense, yeah. But I don't think he plans on, like, how do I say this? Like, inviting anyone to his room. So, like, he could have her, like, naked and, like, not care about it, since he's the only one that's going to see her, you know? So I don't think... My point is that I don't think he cares that much, either way. Don't think they could make a better one, really. Kijima's a true master. And now we get to see it on full display, like replacing the previous one. I carefully placed my new Seratan next to the PC monitor. Seira, you're so sexy. Just looking at her made me grin. This was a moment of pure joy. I logged on to 8chan to share my thoughts on the Seratan figure. When that was done, I checked my email and looked at FreePara to see if I had any new friend requests. Oh, somebody sent a friend request? Who's this guy? Somebody from the Sera community. Okay, got it, sure thing. And just when I was ready to log into ESO. I felt a prickling on the back of my neck. It was the same intense gaze that I always felt. This man has no higher ambitions in life, even, Okay, this man has no higher ambitions in life, and even then he fails to meet them. This guy is me but worse. I'm disgusted in him and myself for not moving further from this. Essentially you're saying this is a bit too real for you. Anyway, it was the same intense gaze that I always felt. Whose eyes are those? Nice pantsu. Damn it, not now. Okay, I need to go grab a bit of water, so like I'll let you guys decide. Like I've spent quite a few of these events without doing either delusion, So I'll let you pick. Like, do you want to see the horny or the violent delusion? And while you decide, I'll go grab a bit of a cup of water. Like, I'll be back. BRB, I guess. It's so funny. This way. Okay, I'm back. Yeah, seems like there are equal votes for violent and horny. So since we've done pretty much all horny up until this point, I'm going to go with the violent just because it's different. Damn it, not now. When did I first start feeling that gaze? I totally forgotten by now. But it kept getting in my way. A lot of things were happening that would interrupt my daily life, but the gaze was right up there with Nanami for being obnoxious. Got to embrace the Gunner powers, my man. I'm happy of my Gunner 2D for life. Hell yeah, brother. Anyway. Okay, time to play the game again. Time to play the I'm not turning around that easily game. I kept my eyes locked on my computer monitor and tried to think of a cool line. You there, come out. Did you think you could deceive my eyes, fool? Wow, you found me. Of course I did. How many times do I have to tell you not to stand behind me? Huh? Did I just hear a girl's voice? I froze. Had the owner of the gaze finally shown herself? Was that possible? Should I turn around and see who she was? But what if she attacked me as soon as I did? She sounded pretty cute, but what if she was a terrible monster? No, if she was a monster, she might be getting ready to attack me right now. If I didn't turn around, I wouldn't even realize I was dead. Should I try saying something else to see if she answered? It could have been just a delusion, or maybe I just been hearing things. You know, like how I always hear my Satan figure talking to me like that. What? I tried to say who's there, but I cut myself off. It wouldn't be smart to say anything to set her off, right? I provoke her into attacking me. I was seeing so many awful things in my delusions that I couldn't move. What should I do? Maybe I was just being an idiot. If there was nobody there and I was just sitting in my chair, scared to death of my own delusions, I'd look like the world's biggest moron. Don't worry, you already look like that. Taku? Did you freeze up? It wasn't a delusion. I wasn't hearing things. There was somebody behind me. Shocked, I turned around. Demon! Hello there. It was the demon girl. It was the girl I'd seen during the crucified killing. She was right there sitting on my sofa. For some reason, she was grinning as she looked at me. Oh no, 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 no. She was here to kill me at last. It was because I talked to those cops. She'd use her clairvoyant powers to see me doing it remotely. And now she snuck into my room without making a sound, so she could watch me cry and scream and beg for mercy before she killed me. I knew it. Don't kill me. I tried to scream, but I was too scared to get the words out. She stared at me, head tilted, and recited a strange spell. She must be speaking the demon language. She was going to curse me. Man's just paranoid. She a nice girl. She'll take care of you. After what he saw her do, like I don't blame her. I don't blame him for being paranoid, to be perfectly honest. I tried to hide under my desks to put as much distance between us as I could, but I was panicking so much that I hit my head on the edge instead and crumpled to the ground in pain. What are you doing, Taku? There was a really loud noise you just made. Bang. She still had a happy smile on her face, but it was just a trap to get me to drop my guard. I was sure of it. The second I let my guard down, she would come for me. Maybe that spell a second ago had cursed me. In a few days, my body could start spouting blood from all its pores, and then I die. Please, don't kill me. I curled up into a little ball on the floor, cursing the detectives I met earlier. I'm sorry that I told the police. The police? And I don't think they actually believed anything I said. That was just a lie I told to buy time. The detectives had said they protect me. Oh, okay. That was just a lie I told to buy himself time. Okay. If that officer was doing his job right, he surely sent an officer to protect me. You have to, call him to have him do that. As long as she doesn't want to kill you, should be okay. Yeah, I just remembered that you liked yanderes. So that's not surprising. Then I realized. I told the officer my phone number, but I hadn't given him my address. Snap! Huh? She suddenly struck a pose, like she was at attention. And then, even more strange, she made the sound effect of a hand flying up to attention with her mouth. Was this another demon spell? I think she's just Chuni. No talking to yourself. Kill you, police? I don't know what you're going on about. She didn't know? Was this some kind of joke? Or was this her way of telling me to forget that anything had ever happened? Was this girl thinking? Hadn't she come here to kill me? Come on, can you stand up? Give it a try. This girl's my second fave in this game. I can see why. She got up from the sofa and offered me a hand. Her expression looked so kind, and up close I could tell she was pretty cute. Wait, what had gotten into me? She was a demon. She wasn't pretty cute. Okay, so I see you can't think without, your dick getting in the way. She was a murderer. She used Yua and Shogun to try and set me up, and now she was here to kill me herself. I couldn't let myself believe her. I learned my lesson with Yua. I never make the same mistake again. I didn't take the hand she offered me. I couldn't let her smile fool me. It was a demonic temptation, and if I gave into it, I die. Don't believe in anything. Don't listen to anything anyone says. But I saw you. I saw you killing someone. Taku, do you realize that you're saying something pretty mean? It's hard to believe you're calling me a killer. What do you mean she got 10 ties? Her legs are literally sticks. What are you talking about? What was she doing here? New gen. Like the other 4 times. You're going to kill me, right? Or are you going to take me to where Yua and Shogun are waiting? Yua? Shogun? Who's that? Maybe the three of them were going to work together and kill me when I were helpless. Please, no. Don't hurt me. Okay. If you promise not to treat me as a murderer, I won't hurt you. She got an gap. Now that she does. Shogun crazy. I knew it. Come on, stop being so scared. You're really trying to make me feel depressed, aren't you? Please, I'll never tell anyone, so let me go. Hello, Taku, calm down a bit. She kept calling me Taku like we were friends. How did she know my name anyway? She knew my name when we first met at the scene of Crucified. How? And how did she know where the base was? Okay, so that was what you're referring to. That's fine. That's understandable. Of course I know. The reason I know your name is... she read my mind. She had magic clairvoyant powers, I knew it. That's how she found my name and address. Taku, you talk to yourself a lot. Does the author have a crazy woman kink? I would not be surprised. Anyway. I've always thought this, but... always? Since when was always? Wait, was I talking to myself? I couldn't tell. Really? Was I really talking to myself? Or was it possible she was lying? Was it possible she read my mind? Of course I know your name, Taku. Not that good at remembering things, but... I can't remember my friends' names. Friend? Or is it this way of saying... Or is this your way of saying I'm stupid? I mean, I don't get very good grades on my tests, sure. But it kinda hurts to hear it to my face. Was she crazy? Wait, how could I be sure she was the crazy one? Was I crazy? Or was she? Maybe you'll be crazy together. Maybe transfer student? Oh yeah, there's a transfer student coming soon. Mr. Tsukachin was talking about it. We were talking past each other. The fear that I could be killed at any moment was starting to fade. But instead, another type of fear was slowly working its way through my heart. Hello? Don't tell me you still don't believe me. Who are you? She was the demon girl, a murderer. Wow, you don't even remember the face of your own classmate? That's really mean. We're classmates? Oh, bye, Fisher. Have a good night. We're classmates? Not just friends, but classmates? Oh well, I guess you don't come to school that often anyway. Still, it's kind of mean to just pretend I never existed. I don't know if a fish is still here to hear this, but still kinda tell this to people. The stream is going to be going for at most 4 hours, just like most of my streams. So we're kinda getting to the end of the stream, just so you know. Did you really forget about me? You didn't, right? You know who I am, right? You... know. Me. 1 second. Yeah, probably. That's right, correct. You win a prize of 50 yen. Huh? It's me, Rimi Sakihata. You do remember. Good. Why? Why was it true? Was the demon girl's name really Rimi? Why had that name just come to me all of a sudden? Why did I know who she was? Had I just forgotten and we really were classmates or friends or something? No, that was impossible. I never even heard the name Rimi Sakihata. It had to be a fake name. I'd said Rimi and she just played along with it. This was all just part of her game. The only 3D girl I knew who would talk to me like this was Yua anyway. And Yua worked for her. In a flash, I suddenly understood. The Sakihata girl was using the same trick Yua had used. She was being all friendly, knowing that I wasn't used to talking to 3D girls. Then she set me up for a trap. Of course, I didn't remember the faces of all my classmates, and I wasn't interested in trying, but I was sure I never seen her in my class. Wasn't I? No, I couldn't be sure. Every minute I spent at school, I spent at my desk, either enjoying delusions while pretending to sleep, or staring at the desk, pretending to read a textbook. I didn't remember any of my classmates' names. I never cared enough. Which was it? They could be childhood friends at most. Again, I just want to see how the scene goes. I'm not going to speculate anything for now. Which was it? Was what this girl was saying true? No, it didn't matter whether or not she was my classmate. The one thing I was sure of is that she was a murderer. Are you telling me you really can't remember? The hit in your head just now gave you amnesia? The demon girl reached out a hand toward my head. I ran under the desk, away to dodge it. Taku, you're being really weird. Okay, ask Daichin then. Maybe then you'll remember. Daichin? What the hell was that? A person's name? Some kind of code? A demon spell? You know Daichin. Daisuke Misumi. Huh? She knew Misumi's name? And she called him Daichin? You wouldn't do that unless you were pretty friendly with him. Here. Hang on. She went over to her bag next to the sofa. It wasn't one that I owned, and took out her phone. Okay, where's Daichin's number? Found it. Here. She tapped it a few times and handed it to me. When I didn't take it, she chuckled and grabbed my hand. Ah. Come on, don't freeze up. She forced the phone into my hand. The demon girl's hand was soft and a little cold. I was expecting it to be as cold as ice, but it wasn't. I guess even murderers have warm blood running through their veins. I'm pretty sure I got the, violent delusion, right? It just seems like Takumi being a coward. It doesn't seem like anything really bad is happening. I mean, nothing horny is happening, but... Yeah, I think we already talked about this Gamigan, and yes, I do agree with you. Actually, it was a more girly hand than I expected, so my heart started to race a little. No, I couldn't let her fool me. It was a demon. I couldn't let her tempt me. I wasn't to 3D girl. Seiratan, give me power. Taku, have you never used a cell phone? Put it up to your ear. She was so close to me, staring. She took my hand and brought it up to my ear. This is so unsettling. It's not violent yet, but it has a strange sense of weirdness to it. There's a strange threatening aura to her. She isn't doing anything bad, but it feels like at any moment she could. You know? Especially with how forceful she's being. I looked at the phone's LCD screen. The phone said Daichin on it, and it showed that it was already calling him. I put the phone up to my ear. I could hear the sound of the ringing. But then the sound cut off, and instead I heard Misumi's voice. Hello? Oh, the person on the phone didn't give their name. This delusion makes him paranoid of her. Oh, so it's not necessarily a violent delusion, it's just a more, scary one. Okay. The person on the phone didn't give their name. They must have been outside somewhere downtown because I could hear the hustle and bustle of the crowd around them. You need something? Rimi Sakihata. Misumi knew her? No, that wouldn't be surprising. Misumi was a natural-born lady killer. It wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if he dated her before, or even if he was dating her now. The question remained, was the demon girl my classmate? Taku, did Daichin answer? She was staring at me again. Damn it, why did she have to be so close to me? I turned my back to her and spoke into the phone. It's me, Nishijo. One second. Oh, it's you, Taku. Are you with Rimi? Why didn't he find it surprising at all? The horny of this part is a lot more interesting and fun, but I gotta say, his paranoid made him a coward and paranoid towards her. I don't think I'll be going back to check. I think the last save was a while ago. But like, yeah, for now we'll just run with this scene. It almost sounded like he expected us to be together. Rimi got you going, got you doing something crazy again? You've got it rough too, huh? But can I give you one piece of advice? You need to buy your own damn phone. Was the person on the end of this line really Misumi? It was possible that she was just having me call somebody with a similar voice to his to fool me. The person with the Misumi-like voice was working for her, maybe, and trying to trick me. I was starting to get suspicious of everything. I didn't know what was the truth and what was a lie. Assuming the demon girl was willing to put in the time and effort to set up a trap like that, what kind of trap was it specifically? Wouldn't it be faster for her to just kill me here? Or was there some reason that I had to be deceived, even if it meant doing so in a really roundabout way? Wait, could it be some kind of trick Misumi was setting up? This girl was his girlfriend and not a classmate at all, but someone he'd sent just to make fun of me. No, wait, not a chance. How would you explain the crucified murder then? So, Taku, what do you want? I really don't like getting calls from guys, you know. Certainly sounded like Misumi. The more I heard them talk, the less likely it seemed that the person I was talking to could be anybody but Misumi. You want me to teach you how to pick up girls? Nah, of course not. I wasn't sure where to start. I could feel someone looking at me from behind me. The girl was staring at me. And the prickling on the back of my neck was still there. What kind of face was she making? I wanted to look back and see, but I was too scared. So, what is it? I'm with a girl right now. Make it quick. Well... What is it? Come on, spit it out. Yeah? Class. What about our class? There? Is what there? A girl. Huh? A girl named Sakihata. I was stammering really badly, but I finally managed to explain to him. He suddenly fell silent. There was no answer, but I could still hear the bustle of the crowd, so he hadn't hung up. Why wasn't he answering? Heard a massive sigh. Listen, did you play too many video games and break your brain? Let's see this. Gaming brain. Some studies have shown that when a person plays video games, the amount of beta waves their brain emits drops precipitously. The idea of gaming brain or games causing brain damage assumes that prolonged exposure to this state can harm emotional control and reasoning ability. This theory was widely reported by the media and was for a time considered a serious social problem. However, there are questions about the reliability of the methods used to make these brainwave readings. Some have called the theory into doubt. I guess this popular dose, I get this popular dose, not get how big a otaku he is. He has no money for a phone and he uses all his money on figures and noodles. Yeah. Hey, what was he talking about? And anyway, it wasn't true that video games damage your brain. You're really talking about Rimi, right? What kind of stupid question is that, especially since you're calling on her cell phone? Okay, I get it, Remy. But okay, I get it. Remy put you up to this, right? Is this a prank, some kind of game? Tell this to Remy, then I'm not stupid enough to fall for your dumb games. Really? Really what? Is she really our classmate? Listen, did you just forget since you never come to school? I only joined her class this year, but she's been in our class since the start of school. The three of us went out to see a movie just the other day. I couldn't understand what this Misumi-like person was saying. The demon girl and I had been in the same class the whole time. The three of us went to see a movie the other day. When was the other day? The only reason you and I are friends is because Remy introduced us. She's a weirdo, like me. The only people in the whole wide world, only people in the whole wide world who actually care about you are me and her. Oh, maybe that's going too far. Not a single one of the words coming through the phone felt real. How could they? None of the things he was describing existed in my memories. I couldn't accept that they'd ever happened. What this Misumi-like person was telling me wasn't true, wasn't real. If something really happened, you remembered it. Definitely, I really don't believe this theory to be true, either. Remy can sometimes be pretty unladylike. Oh, don't tell her I said that. Who are you? Did you really go crazy? You even forgot me too? Too many video games must have scrambled. I couldn't take it anymore, so I hung up with the phone. Suddenly realized that I was having trouble breathing. The sweat coming off my brow showed no signs of stopping. If anything, it was getting worse. Could feel it dripping off me and landing on the ground below. Taku, you're sweating really bad. The demon girl looked genuinely worried as she handed me a handkerchief. It was a cute red one with no pattern on it. The handkerchief had a slightly floral scent. Didn't take it. Instead, I tried to get straight in my head what was going on. It didn't work though. Just started getting suspicious of everything. So, what did Aichin say? She sighed in slight disappointment as she put away the handkerchief, before a victor smile crossed her face. It was as if she'd known the answer from the start. I didn't have the strength to answer her. Who was this woman? Just my classmate or a monster? I didn't know. Maybe I was just crazy. Thinking back to my chat with Shogun, I couldn't be sure that somebody wasn't controlling my body. Or maybe there was some kind of accident that took my memories of this Rimi Sakihata girl away from me, left my other memories intact. What the hell was wrong with me? Way too much stuff to mention. Amnesia, sleepwalking, something else? Yeah, he needs some water and no more Prima, main guy. You okay? If it hurts, won't you lay down on the sofa a while? The demon girl spoke kind words to me. I needed to be especially careful around anyone who said kind words to me. Anyone who would be nice to a creepy otaku like me definitely had some kind of ulterior motive. I shook my head no and then forced myself to look up. The sweat got in my eyes and made my vision blurry. Her face was closer than I thought it would be. What color were her eyes? Why? What? Why are you here? Why? Because I came to see you. Are you mad that I didn't get permission first? But this is your fault for not answering. Not for quite a while, you know. I handed back the phone. As I watched her take it, I asked again. Why? Now what? Why are you here? Why had she visited me? If she came here to kill me, why wasn't she doing anything? Oh, the reason I came? Well... Her hand went to her bag, and she took out a handout. Hello? I bought you the handout for your post-graduation plans. I took it from her. It said post-graduation plans with 3 blocks below for first preference, second preference, and third preference. Was that really it? Was that the only reason? Go away. Soulful rest wakes up with her on top of you. Imagine. I didn't want anything to do with her. It was a terrible idea to get involved with 3D girls. It had been a while since he went on his usual tirade, so anyway, this was some kind of trap. Don't listen to her. This isn't real. This is a video game, a really buggy game. Look at all these weird plot contradictions. It doesn't make any sense as a story. Why would they even bother to give you that paper? They should have known Takumi's top career. I guess they're just doing it out of protocol. Just leave me alone. If you're not here to kill me, then just go away. I'm me, not somebody else. Maybe some other me was friends with Rimi Sakihata, but that had nothing to do with the real me. I put my head in my hands and closed my heart to the outside world. I shivered, trying to imagine a delusion where the girl named Rimi Sakihata was in my room. I soon heard the sound of the door opening, which told me that the demon girl had left. 1. Andrew Tate enthusiast. 2. Manosphere ambassador. 3. Professional manga reader. Yeah, that sounds like Takumi, alright. But yeah, surprisingly, that was more of a tense or like suspicious / scary delusion than actually violent one. It's interesting to see that it's not always like something violent and scary. The horny ones have always been horny up until this point, but it was surprising to see that it isn't necessarily like a violent one, the red one. But anyway, Takumi, I'm so horny. Let's have fun. No more friends now. Where are then friends? Hahaha. His room looks like a FNAF fan game. It really does. Jesus Christ, it looks straight out of like a horror game, especially with this lighting. But then again, his actual life is the horror game, so anyway. The only light in the dark room was the pale blue glow of the monitor. It was a screensaver featuring Seira, a character from Bloodtune the animation. Rimi Sakihata had been here in this container house just half a day ago, but now its only occupant was its owner, Takumi Nishijo. It was getting close to 5 a.m. Takumi's daily life revolved around playing video games until dawn and then passing out on the sofa. Right now he was curled up in a cramped position on the sofa. He didn't sleep on the bed. He had one, but he didn't sleep in it because it was piled too high with CDs and manga volumes. At first, he had just been too lazy to clean it off. Then at some point, it began to function as a storage shelf. Ever since then, he'd been sleeping on the two-person sofa. An awful moan slipped from Takumi's lips. His body was soaked with sweat. His eyelids were twitching. He might have been having a nightmare. His expression warped with pain. He kept tossing and turning as he lay there, almost falling off. Suddenly his eyes opened wide, and he stared at the ceiling. His eyes were bloodshot, and the eyeballs themselves seemed to be twitching a little. Just a sec. Okay. Okay, I'm going into lurk mode, kinda, because I get to program an autonomous vehicle in a programming language I'm not supposed to use. You're supposed to use JavaScript, but I'm not a pussy. Okay. Okay, dude, jeez. He stood up, without blinking even once, and staggered over to his PC. Again, like I said, we won't be going for too much longer. He didn't sit down. Instead, he moved the mouse while standing up. The screensaver on his monitor disappeared and was replaced by his desktop. His expression, illuminated by the pale light of the monitor, was vacant and empty. His body trembled and shook from side to side. Drew pulled and fell from his mouth. Ew. He looked exactly like the typical sleepwalker. He opened up his internet browser in a trance and went to the page for 8chan. His movements were slow and uneven, but there was no hesitation in his hands as he went directly for the newsboard New Gen threads. There were almost 60 in all, and Takumi opened every single one. His gaze was locked on the screen. He was typing on the keyboard without looking down at it. He typed a message into each of the 60 threads. The messages he typed were short ones. The same message was posted in every thread. Whose eyes are those? Name Shogun. Oh Dan. Oh Dan. It really was him. Holy shit. Not only was he actually like sleepwalking, but he really was like Shogun, just like Yua said. Dan, okay. That actually took me by surprise. I thought it was just like Yua's like crack theory. I didn't think it turned out to be true. The next day I headed to the hospital. Seems like maybe someone controls his body, because no sleepwalking person is that precise, right? It's like someone is definitely controlling his body, like while he's quote-unquote sleeping. The next day I headed to the hospital. Last time I hadn't been able to get the assurance I wanted, but today was going to make them tell me I was sane. I was going to have the doctor remember me. I was going to tell him that I was his patient until 4 years ago, and then I was going to have him listen to everything I had to say. You're not going to do any of that. Let me assure you. I wasn't the crazy one. It was the demon girl and Misumi. I knew that's what he would tell me. This hospital opened at 8, earlier than a lot of them. That's why I decided to come right on time. Only to find the lobby sofas packed with old people. How? How could there be this many people there when it had just opened? And then they all cheated and got here before it opened somehow? That's not fair. I was angry, but I didn't have any choice but to wait. Or at the very least control something from his body. It was after an hour of waiting that I realized I should have made an appointment. But very shortly after, they called my name, and I was relieved to see that I wouldn't have to wait as long as last time. But the doctor waiting for me in the exam room wasn't Dr. Takashina, but a white-haired old woman but a white-haired old man I never seen before. And where's Dr. Takashina? The nurse standing behind him, Hazuki I think, answered apologetically. Dr. Takashina isn't here. Isn't here? He collapsed from overwork last weekend. He's been out the whole week. Oh no, my one ally. Wait, was it really overwork that had made him collapse? It's a conspiracy. It's the demon girl. Nishijo? She must have poisoned his food and sent him a threatening letter to stress him out. It was the demon girl's doing. She was trying to isolate me. Had no intention of letting anybody but Dr. Takashina talk to me. So instead of getting an exam, I fled from the hospital. God, you're just going off on like you have no reason to believe this. This is all just in your head. This is all your delusions. You're literally making the worst decisions possible, I swear. Anyway. Man, imagine waiting 4 hours to get in to the doctor. I had to wait that long once. Like, it's not too unusual, unfortunately. Damn it all. I leaned up against the fence on the roof and looked up at the sky. Shibuya sky was an ugly color. I should stay away from that hospital from now on. The demon girl's net was closing in on me. Maybe there was nowhere for me to run. Maybe that detective I met yesterday was actually a fake and working for her. Maybe she'd use him to test me. I mean, the timing was just too good to be a coincidence. She showed up in my room right after the two of them had approached me. She was a demon after all. She wasn't human. She could easily control somebody's mind. I didn't have any proof of this, of course, but I also didn't have any proof that she wasn't a demon. So I just had to assume the worst if I was going to survive. Was there anybody on my side? Well, the bad delusion of that makes him very paranoid of her for a while. Kind of regretting it now then, honestly. But you know what? No, let's roll with the punches and see where this decision leads us. But yeah, it's nice to know that the choices there actually do affect not only the scene itself, but afterwards as well. Good to have that confirmed. Everybody felt like my enemy. Everybody felt like they were working for the demon girl. Save me. Somebody save me. Why didn't I have anybody on my side? Why was no one helping me? Why did this have to happen to me? I felt so lonely. I wanted something to support me, someone to protect me, something to protect me. Anything, anybody who could offer me help. Find it quickly. The sword. Find it, and you'll be saved. Suddenly I remember those words. The sword. If this was a video game, the plot would probably involve me being a hero who needed to find a legendary sword to defeat the Demon King. Oddly enough, I heard the word sword from 2 3D girls lately. And there was still a chance that Faz was on my side. Girl B, Senna, I think was likely on the side of the demon girl from the way she acted though. A sword. Sword. Get the sword. And then... I whispered to myself as if I was in a trance. I was willing to cling to any hope now, no matter how small. If I could just get the sword, I would be released from this nightmare. I didn't know that for sure, but I had to hope. I didn't 100% believe Faz when she said it would bring me salvation, but I didn't have any other options. I decided to just look into it and see what I found. I ran a search online. And yeah, I think I'm done for today. Like, this seems like a good moment to end things. Like a good cutoff point. So yeah, thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you guys next time. Till then, bye.